I'd be lying to you if I said I wasn't nervous about this one. Welcome, everybody. We are live. It is May 1st in the year of our Lord 2026. And President Trump is just moments away from giving his first speech in Florida since the White House correspondence shooting. He was asked earlier by reporters, "Are you worried about this? Are you a little nervous about this?" His response, "I don't even think about it." The metal, the resolve, the steely resolve of our president is unprecedented. So we're just waiting for that right now. He's due to come any second to speak live in Florida pertaining to his executive order that he signed yesterday, helping retirees and people to retire, as he's always doing because he works 24/8 for the people. I don't know if you've heard this or not. Welcome, everybody. Come on in. We got the best mods in the biznaz. My man JB in the house. LT, Laura Tilford is in the house as well. Thank you, guys. I love you. We have the best mods in the business, as confirmed by every other channel on planet Earth, if you know what's good for ya. I don't know if you know this or not, but what you're seeing right now on the screen is something that has defied what I've said in the past. So there are protests happening all over the country, protesting God knows what. Well, I'll tell you, what, actually, as a matter of fact, I'll tell you exactly what they're protesting, but they're waving foreign flags. This is, you can see some of the aerial shots in the top right of your screen there. I'm not going to give them too much airplay because they don't deserve it. These are literally individuals who are benefiting from our beautiful republic, committing treason right now. This is an act of sedition. But they defied what I've said in the past. I've said in the past that the Democrats haven't achieved anything. I dare anybody watching right now. By the way, let's do a live roll call. Let me know where you're joining me from, what city, what state, what country. I love hearing that stuff. Even if you're watching on the replay, let me know where you're joining me from and put a capital TR for Team Replay. What you have here across the country is you've got public school teachers, the public school educational system in the United States of our country, creating Marxist minions out of our children, taking them out of school to protest this. I've said many, many times, give me one thing the Democrats have accomplished. Give me one thing these guys have achieved. Give me one track record, one success. What have they done to make life better for you, life better for me? What have they done for our country? Give me one thing. Hakeem Jeffrey Epstein, Chuck the Schmuck Schumer, pushing up Daisies Pelosi, and Ghetto Crockett, and Kami AOC, and the rest of them, mentally Ilhan Omar. What have they done for America? Name me one thing. Well, I was wrong. Here's what they've done. They've actually turned our children into polluted, corrosive, brainwashed, radical, anti-American, Marxist minions. Schools across the country are taking our kids away from actual education to scream and rant against. This is what they're protesting against. Apparently, I don't even think they know this. I'm not even sure if they're aware of this. But this is what they're protesting against: protecting our borders. We have zero illegal crossings thanks to this amazing America First administration. Ending discriminatory DEI ideologies. Didn't earn it. Making crime illegal again. We just saw one of the deadliest incidents in Chicago. A police officer, unalived. I have to say that or they'll take the video down. I don't want them to take this down. The message is more important than the means. Because you have politicians, radical left politicians, including one of the most racist, low IQ, unqualified DEI hires, Mayor Brandon Johnson. He is a full-blown racist, even admitting it on camera, that the only reason he hires people is based on skin color. He won't hire any white people. Whereas Trump, Pete Hegseth, who articulately, beautifully, eloquently said in his statements yesterday that we are a merit-based system. I don't care what your background is. I don't care what color skin, what gender, what sexual orientation. If you're qualified, if you're the best person for the job, you're in. Period. That's the founders. That's the fabric, emblematic of who we are as America. It's in the Constitution. But he says I don't. He says openly. Mayor Brandon Johnson says openly, I only hire people of a certain skin color. Horrible incident where this police officer lost his life due to a multiple felon released on a no cash bail system. Released on ankle monitoring, digital monitoring, which is not good enough. This person deserves to be in jail. There you can see right now some aerial shots. So President Trump has made crime illegal again. He's getting these people off the streets. You look at Washington, D.C., you could literally have breakfast in a dark alley at 3 a.m. on the floor in the gutter. Nothing would happen to you in D.C. right now. It is so clean. I was just there a few weeks ago. It's immaculate. They are apparently protesting the ending of the mass psychosis of putting men in women's bathrooms and sports. Why do we have women's sports? If men can play in women's sports, if some loony nut job, some psychopath creep can put on a dress with an Adam's apple and a beard and claim I'm allowed to be in your bathroom, I'm allowed to be in your locker room, I'm allowed to be in your gym, what's the point? I'm allowed to box someone who physiologically is way unfairly disproportionate to myself. I'm able to box and beat women legally. What's the point of having women's sports? I don't want my daughter to feel violated. I don't want my wife, my mother, my grandmother, my in-law, my sister, what have you. You shouldn't either. Apparently, so they're apparently protesting that. They're apparently protesting ending a 50-year terrorist organization, which Trump has done. No other president took that up. That chants America is the great Satan and death to America every single day. The Iranian people love America. The Iranian people love Trump. The Iranian people are getting massacred by this Islamic terrorist regime. That's what's happening. What are they protesting that? If it wasn't for the IRGC, if it wasn't for the Islamic Republic, there wouldn't have been a 9/11. There would be no Al-Qaeda. There would be no ISIS. There would be no Houthis. There would be no Hezbollah. There would be no jihadists all over the world breeding new cells day by day. The IRGC has been the number one state sponsor of terrorism for 50 years. That's a fact. Apparently, they're protesting President Trump not putting up with the useless NATO alliance that shows zero gratitude for all America has done for them. Why? Because France is in trouble with woke ideologies and these same protester, anti-capitalistic, pro-Marxist, pro-Bolshevik ideologies. Germany is in trouble. These are gorgeous, historic lands and landmarks. The UK is in desperate trouble. But apparently, President Trump saying we're not going to take any more of your shit, apparently that's too much for them. So they're protesting that. Imagine the level of ignorance, America. Imagine the level of ignorance you must possess to protest keeping American cities safe and locking up illegal criminals. What kind of insanity and ignorance one must possess to advocate for that? I don't know. If you love my hat, by the way, this is our brand new made in the USA design celebrating the greatest birthday of my lifetime, America's, I hope to make it to 300. I probably won't. America's 250th anniversary. And by the way, I will be turning the big 50 because I was born in 1976 later in December. So if you want to get our new merch celebrating America, this would make a great gift too. You'll find everything in the pinned comment, show notes, and description. You can also just go to professornez.com/merch. You will find it there. So we're just moments away. President Trump is going to be coming out any second. This is his first speech. His first speech since the White House Correspondents' Incident. So getting back to this. Protecting our borders. Apparently they're protesting that. Ending discriminatory DEI ideologies. Didn't earn it. Making crime illegal again. Ending the mass psychosis of putting men in women's bathrooms and sports. Ending 50-year terrorist organization that chants death to America every single day. Not putting up with the useless BS of the NATO alliance that shows zero gratitude for all we've done for them. Giving them trillions of dollars that could have gone to us, by the way. Apparently that's what they're protesting. So this is what the left has accomplished. Meanwhile, math, literacy, comprehension scores across the board are at the lowest levels of all time. This is pure insanity, but it's right on brand with the hypocrites. This is what's happening, America. This is why I say tap the thumbs up. This is why I say share the stream with everybody. Thank you, Christy, for the $9.99 super chat. I ordered a hat and a coffee mug. Oh, you're going to love it. You're going to absolutely love it. This is what they're protesting. So we're going to cut to President Trump very shortly. Before I do, I have to say that this stream is brought to you by our amazing partners chapter. This is the best, amazing nonprofit consulting group helping millions with their Medicare questions, Medicare problems, medical nightmare when it comes to Medicare. I had one viewer send me a message saying, Nez, I called you. It's free, by the way. These guys are free. I had one viewer call me and say, Nez, I'm saving over $1,400 a year thanks to Chapter. The number is there. I'll leave links in the pinned comments, show notes, and description down below. Call Chapter. One viewer said, Nez, they told me I'm on the right program and the right network, and I've got the right doctor, which gave her, priceless peace of mind. So you might be in the right network. You might be with the right doctor. They can help you with that. It's absolutely free. Call 656-218-0931. Call Chapter right now. 656-218-0931 and tell them Professor Nez sent you and says hello. So this is what the left has accomplished. I was wrong about the left. When I said, I dare you to find me one thing the left has done. One thing that they've done. Give me one accomplishment. Well, they've accomplished to turn our children into radical, brain-polluted, left-wing, anti-American, Marxist minions. That's what they've accomplished. Look at this. They don't even know. And the crazy thing is when you ask them anything, they have no idea. They have no idea what they're even protesting. Like they quite literally have no idea what they're protesting. I want to talk about this really quickly because I think this is super important. Who you see on the screen right here, okay? This is an individual. I'm going to tell you the name right now. But essentially, who this person is right here is sponsoring and facilitating all of these May Day protests and a whole lot more. This is Neville Singum. This is Neville Singum, okay, who has been essentially creating an alliance of far-left activist groups, teaming up with Democrat-linked organizations to drive a huge wave of protests across the country. Okay. And I want to give you a little background about this. So this network is massive, 600 groups with 202 billion in revenue. And some key players are reportedly backed by a China-linked billionaire. It's all tied to May Day. It's all tied to this May Day BS. This guy's name is Neville Roy Singum. This is a U.S.-born Marxist tech tycoon based in Shanghai, whose fundings of groups like Code Pink and the Party for Socialism and Liberation has drawn congressional scrutiny over potential foreign influence. This guy was born in 1954. He's a U.S.-born tech entrepreneur. He's a self-described Marxist socialist and major philanthropist who has directed hundreds of millions of dollars. So when we see these guys with these shiny tents, brand new placards that look like they were made in a factory, they were all paid for. None of this is organic. This is a highly fabricated and architected coup on our young people, desperate homeless people, desperate young people looking for money. This guy founded ThoughtWorks, a Chicago-based IT consulting and software firm. So if you ever see ThoughtWorks, boycott it, which grew to 4,500 employees across 15 countries. Singum has been giving, quote, dark money network using U.S. tax-exempt structures. He's channeled at least $278 million in some analyses. So everything that you see on the screen right now, all these ridiculous, awful protests, everything has been funded. Everything has been bought and paid for. And he has alleged ties to the CCP, the Communist Party of China. Singum shares a Shanghai office with Maku Group, a Chinese media firm focused on telling China's story well. He has given it nearly $1.8 million. He's attended CCP propaganda workshops. So this guy needs to be, even though he's denied working for, there's been multiple factual, evidentiary-based chains of direct lineage between these protests and this guy, Singum. So that's extremely important to understand. A lot of people talk about Soros. A lot of people talk about, a lot of people. But this guy is one of the new worst individuals out there. So President Trump, who just arrived on Air Force One, I want to give a huge shout out to Jim Barron. LT is in the house, Laura Tilford, JB, and Christy, thank you so much. Consider becoming a member. It only costs you a cup of coffee a month, and you'll be supporting the #1 channel on planet Earth, trying to make common sense go viral and save our country for our grandkids, his grandkids, for the love of everything holy. Yeah, nobody knows this better than I do. This is a great comment right here. School teachers should focus on jobs, not on brainwashing kids. This has been happening for a very long time. I love the way you said that. This has been happening for ages. I worked at the university and multiple universities here in California. And I can tell you unequivocally, they hate successful people. They hate America. They promote, advocate, nurture, and support anti-American communist Marxist principles. DEI is discrimination. They just, thank God, shot down. The Supreme Court made a huge, victorious, constitutionally based decision shooting down racial gerrymandering. The left is up in arms. The left is crazy. They're losing their mind. Why? Because they want everything based on race. They don't want anything based on merit. This isn't a race thing, too. It's an insult to people of color. I have plenty of friends, colleagues, people I've hired who are so sick. People who have, anybody who has a brain can't stand these race-hating, race-baiting Democrats. They want to make everything about race. You look at Ghetto Crockett every time. I mean, she blamed, it was an open and free election. And she literally blamed her loss on racism. Mayor Brandon Johnson says it's racism to arrest criminals. It's racism to arrest people who have attacked, maimed, and mortally wounded police officers and hardworking, tax-paying, law-abiding citizens. It's racist to prosecute crime. Can you believe this crap? Thank you, Bernie. Hi, Professor. Always great to be on your lives. I'll have to give you a real sandwich one day. Yeah, that would be fantastic. You know what? Honestly, Bernie, because I'm so sick of, I'm pretty much at my age, you kind of get sick of food. I mean, not sick of food. I mean, obviously, good food is good food. And when my wife and kids go somewhere, I look forward to the good food more just like anybody else. But I'm telling you right now, on my day-to-day, I'm so bored of food. I love sandwiches. Sandwiches are just easy, simple. I could eat them all day, every day. So I would love a sandwich. I really appreciate that. Here, speak of the devil. This is awful. My God, this is just awful. This guy is literally a living racist. Let me know if you guys can hear this.
Undermine working people, the ultra rich, and
let me know how the audio is.
In this country and in this world, they are attacking working people again, but we are not going to stand for it. Is that right, Chicago? But let me tell you what, here's what we're going to stand for. We're going to make sure that the working people of this city have all of the benefits that they deserve. Whether you are a tip worker, whether you are working at Starbucks, whether you are a public school teacher, or a child care provider, or if you work in a factory and manufacturing, all workers deserve dignity and respect. And we're not going to stop fighting until every single worker and every single working family in this city and in this country and in this world, that we get our fair share of the equitable distribution of the wealth. Are you right? Are you with me, workers?
No, nobody's with you. You're a race-baiting, unqualified, characterless, soulless mook. That's what you are. You're an embarrassment to the great. You've destroyed the great city of Chicago. And by the way, his approval rating in Chicago is in single digits. So he's just kowtowing to the worst of society. That's what he's doing. He's kowtowing to the welfare state. He's kowtowing to people who don't want to work, who don't want to earn their keep, who want every single decision in their lives taken care of by the government. They want the government to take care of them. Everybody take care of them except them taking care of themselves. Any human being worth their weight in gold, any human being who's virtuous, upstanding, forget word virtuous, just somebody who's a normal, upstanding human being takes responsibility for their own life. These guys don't. They want everybody else. It's everybody else's fault. This victim mentality. This is the worst of society. And he's kowtowing to it. It's awful. Absolutely awful. So Trump, as always, he was slated to speak at 3 p.m. Eastern time. It is now 3:30 Eastern time. So we're just waiting for President Trump to get there. I'm trying to find, so the crowd is totally packed in there. They're ready to see him. They're ready to get cooking. I'm trying to find, there was some really good stuff that came out recently. That I just thought was so interesting. I wanted to maybe share this if we have some time. I wanted to share this. So I'm from California. I live in California. I know what you're thinking, Nez. What the world are you doing in California? California is the most beautiful piece of real estate. It's the most beautiful state in our union. It is being run to the dirt and decayed by the worst leadership ever. I'm not leaving because if I leave, they win. I'm not giving up the world's greatest real estate to this scum, um, cockroach leadership called the Democrats. And I just thought this was so cool. And while we wait for Trump, instead of watching this garbage, I want to share this, which I think is just so cool. Look at this amazing idea from somebody who is not only more than qualified, way more qualified than Karen Do Nothing Bass, but he actually cares. Like he actually cares. And so check out this idea that Spencer Pratt. We're going to get Spencer Pratt on our show, by the way. It's going to be awesome. So make sure you subscribe, follow. Oh, by the way, there's a lot of people who are saying, Nez, I'm not getting your videos anymore. It doesn't surprise me because one of the things that hopefully you've been able to see this and feel this yourself is that I don't just do videos for clickbait and views. That's not me. I do stories that I know matter. I do stories that I know are not being shown and given the proper spotlight by the woke corporate press. And it doesn't surprise me that my videos get probably suppressed or shadow banned. So the best way that you can circumvent that is to sign up for our free newsletter. Okay. So I'll have my mods leave that in the comments, but if you go in the description and in the pinned comment and in the video show notes down below, it's free, absolutely free. Our newsletter. Give us your best email, bada boom, bada bing. We don't spam. I don't share your email with anybody. Sign up so you never miss out. I've been getting comments like crazy of people saying, Nez, I'm not getting your videos. YouTube's not showing me to me. Facebook's not showing them to me. TikTok's not showing them to me. I get it. Sign up for our free newsletter. You will not miss out. Thank you, Laura. LT's in the house. So yeah, if you just go to this link, which is in the description and show notes down below, it will be in the pinned comment after this stream is over as well. That's where you can sign up for our free newsletter. And so I'm going to get Spencer Pratt on our show. I don't want you to miss that. Never mind the fact that members, we do live streams. I've given away thousands of dollars in cash, Amazon gift cards, prizes, merch, you name it. Becoming a member is a great way to get a lot of perks, exclusive content, access to our members-only Discord. Think about joining today. You don't have to. I'm happy to give away everything for free. All my videos are free. You don't have to be a member, but it's just a nice extra perk. Yeah, thank you, Ron. You also get spotlight comments and more engagement on your comments, and you get first dibs on questions. Yeah, thank you, Ron. Ron says, Nez, you should get Steve Hilton on your show. We should help him win the governor race in California. I'm thinking about getting, good to see you, Lisa. I'm thinking about getting Ron, Steve, and Chad, Sheriff Bianco, on as well. And I'd like to get them on at the same time. But here's an amazing clip. Listen to this idea. Instead of fighting the Nick Shirleys, he wants to support, exposing fraud, exposing problems with the city. Instead of fighting independent media, people like myself and others who show the dark side of Newscomb and Bass and all the awful things they've done to our state, this is his idea. Listen to this.
I see many neighbors are full of trash. They also request on 311 app, and sometimes 3 months and they never show up. And this is not a lie because they send me the request and I go and clean up. So people are tired. How do you think you can have a system that works properly and fast?
So I've already created, and I have the test model on my phone. I created an app that will replace 311 that actually has accountability. And eventually the app would merge into the city dashboards if people want to use the app or if they just want to go on the city website. But what the app will do is it will show wherever you are in the city and you open it up and you film whatever you want, it's going to geo stamp it and it's going to create accountability to all the people that are responsible. It'll automatically email them and then it'll show their track record of their response time, their failures, so that we see as voters and constituents our city council members, and they'll be ranked and rated like how
That's
a restaurant
amazing.
gets a whole Yelp and a call. Why are our city council members not held to the same expectations that my mom will hold the place getting her spinach artichoke dip, where this city council member has the worst response times? They ignore everything, where this one, like the one you mentioned, Rodriguez, with the trash, people look at her and, oh, she cleaned the trash, she did that, she worked with Juan, she should get credit for that, not just be bunched in, oh, the city's failing. There are maybe our people that are working, and we need to make that system have accountability. So
This guy's amazing. I mean, he's amazing. You know, I've always kind of, at least in my time on this earth, I've always come to the realization, or I've, kind of arrived at this realization that things definitely happen for a reason. God is great. Um, Everything is guided by his hand, and nothing happens haphazardly. And there is good and evil on this earth. And we can't know the good without the evil. They work hand in hand, which is why I pray every day for God to use me as an instrument of good, to get rid of the evil and keep me from evil and protect me from evil. We wouldn't have Nick Shirley. We wouldn't have Spencer Pratt if there wasn't necessity. The reason why, and by the way, stick around. We're waiting for Trump's speech. He's late as always. Quite frankly, my plane can't get there fast enough. And I love Professor Nez. He's a great guy. I love him to death. Good looking guy, too, right? Maybe too good looking. I don't like that too much. But I love Professor Nez. So do I, Mr. President. I love you. Take your time. We're not going anywhere. Spencer Pratt is an amazing human being. He's the perfect person to bring LA back, to make LA great again, to return it to its heyday in the 80s and 70s, when LA was one of the best cities ever, one of the best cities on the planet. And he wouldn't be doing this. He's even said this himself. He wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't for what happened to the Palisades and what happened to his home burning to the ground and him losing family members who actually, the fire caused them to be deceased. And so everything happens for a reason. God is great. God is bringing us a divine order of amazing crusaders of good. Trump, Nick Shirley, Spencer Pratt, Pete Hegseth, Robert Kennedy Jr., Tulsi Gabbard, J.D. Vance, Marco Rubio, and the list goes on and on. And by the way, not that I'm including myself in this group, I wouldn't be doing this if I didn't feel that there was a necessity. Nez, what was your necessity? I was sick and tired of seeing my country get flushed down the toilet. Sick and tired. I felt the calling to do this. Whether you believe that or not, I never use teleprompters. I never use scripts. Every single one of my videos is inscribed like hot burning coals straight from my heart, inside my chest. Because I love America. I bleed red, white, and blue. I was sick and tired of seeing the same people who attacked me at the university, because that's all Kamala is. That's all Obama is. That's all that Biden is. That's all these Democrats are. They are just overvalued academicians. And if you know anything about academicians, like I do, they are the most narcissistic, ego driven, self serving, self important, look down their nose. They only care about one person, one thing, and one entity only, and that's themselves. Period. Period. They don't know anything about service because they've never built anything. They've never created anything. They are creativeless. They don't possess that. And many of them are evil. I can say that because I come from personal experience. I'm not just saying that from hearsay. And speak of the devil, check this out. This is living proof of everything that I just said. Check this out.
Organizers are putting their progressive message front and center on this Friday, and they say they want to see higher taxes on the rich. Tax the rich. ICE abolished and wars opposed. Those are some of the rallying cries behind today's protests that our critics are now saying are flat out un-American. So these May Day walkouts and staffing issues are disrupting schools, our kids' educations, especially in blue states and cities like Madison, Wisconsin, like Chicago. Out in North Carolina, more than 20 districts are affected by these protests. One Wisconsin mom says this is more than just a day off.
I'm in shock, although maybe I shouldn't be considering the history of the Madison Metropolitan School District, but they are turning schools into political staging grounds, and this is where they've crossed the line. They are not just indoctrinating the kids in the classroom, they are encouraging actively for students to leave the classroom and go march in the streets with teachers, with administrators.
The Chicago Teachers Union already pushing for a full day off for students. Here is the message that I put out there, quote, "We are not living through ordinary times. His agents are tear gassing our neighborhoods, are talking about Donald Trump. Our students have something to say, and we as educators have a responsibility to speak up and support them in finding their voice, their vision, their agency, and their place in the community." They're talking about your kids. Our senior correspondent, Mike Tobin, is in Chicago waiting for these protests to kick off. Hi, Mike.
And this is where it's going to start, Aisha. You can see some people are showing up already with pop-up tents and some of their pickets that they're going to carry through these demonstrations, ultimately marching into Chicago's loop. It's a big day for the American left, advocating everything from the Democratic Party to socialism. You got some 600 groups, including communists, with a $2 billion budget that are funding some 3,000 protests. Now, here in Chicago, the very powerful Chicago Teachers Union had advocated for the day off of school so the students could attend these rallies. The superintendents of schools shut them down, but struck a compromise to provide school buses at the end of the day so the students could attend these rallies.
This is just a move of the political left, and the unions are really a political party. They're a left-wing political party in Chicago and other major cities.
It's absolutely absurd, and it really speaks to the distraction that the teachers union is bringing into classrooms. This really amounts to a state-sponsored protest at the end of the day.
Now, acknowledging that 1 out of 5 CPS 8th graders can read at grade level, and 4th graders, you've got 1 out of 4 that are up to speed across all of the curriculum. The students were in school today, but the curriculum was changed. According to Channel 5, the
treason.
Includes social justice and transgender rights classes.
These are acts of sedition.
Kindergarten level. Now, here at Union Park, where it's supposed to get started, we don't really have any crowds started yet, but wait till school gets out and the buses start rolling. Aisha?
Okay, Mike Tobin live for us in Chicago. Mike, thank you very much. Here at Fox News, we've been doing some deep researching, and it reveals that the size and scope of the organizing power
$2 billion
behind
in
today's
revenue.
May Day protests, about 600 groups with a combined annual revenue, $2 billion involved in all of this. And that includes the Democratic Socialists of America. They're pumping money into it, along with the People's Forum, the Party for Socialism and Liberation, Answer Coalition, and Code Pink. We've all seen those protesters on Capitol Hill. Now, some of those have ties to communist China. The economic cost of their calls for no school, no work, no shopping could total somewhere between $2 billion.
So is it starting to make sense, America? Is it starting to make sense, America? Is it starting to make sense why they fund all these protests, advocate for this ideology, why they fight Elon Musk, why they fight Doge, why they destroy Tesla dealerships, why they try to assassinate our president, why they try to attack ICE from getting rid of their voters, why they try to attack law enforcement from doing their job? Is it making sense now? So think about it. Think about this insane system. Mentally Ilhan Omar and people like her are the ones profiting off of this. They're probably, we saw Eric Swalwell in cahoots in the sheets, in the bed sheets of a communist Chinese spy. So is this the pattern? Is this what's going on? It's kind of just dawned on me, if you think about it. Everything that's happening in the indoctrination camps, aka universities. You also have all of these funded protests that are, none of them are organic. None of them are real. That's why they can afford to not, get a job. That's why they can afford to not go to school. They're getting paid very well, by the way, I might add, for them, on their standards. So it starts at school. They indoctrinate them. They pollute them. Capitalism is bad. Socialism is good. Communism is good. They get their elected officials. So they're trained to vote for people who don't advocate for America. They're trained to vote for people who advocate for the destruction of our system under the guise of, we'll take care of you. We'll pay for everything. We'll take care of you. We'll take control of your thoughts, your jobs, your money, your freedoms, your rights. All sponsored by China, all sponsored by Chinese spies. We'll let in millions and millions of people. We'll completely eradicate what this country is all about. We will completely replace. This is absolutely insane, is what this is. It's absolutely insane. So they fight fraud so much. Tampon Tim. They fight Nick Shirley. They fight the fraud czar. They fight everybody, right? So much so that, hold on a second. Let me just get this picture. It looks like President Trump just landed on Air Force One. We're going to be hearing from him momentarily. So they defraud us, the hardworking, law-abiding, tax-paying citizens. This is the entire network exposed. I'm probably, I'm not, by the way, I'm not somebody who wants to myself, just to be full disclaimer. If anybody says that or does that to me, I am happy. I am not depressed. Full disclosure. They could definitely get rid of me for saying this, but this is their whole con. This is their whole network of crime. Bring in millions and millions of people, unvetted, unfettered, give them full access to health care, give them homes, give them home loans, credit cards, whatever they want, while our veterans suffer, while Americans suffer and pay the bill. We defraud everybody billions and billions of dollars. We pay for protests to keep our little scheme and scam going. We replace all the hardworking citizens with people who hate America, and the cycle goes rinse and repeat ad infinitum. Does it make sense now why they've been fighting so hard? And who benefits the most? These limousine liberals fighting the oligarchy on billion-dollar planes, in billion-dollar walled mansions with highly well-paid security, monitoring their homes, armed guards all around them at all times, while you and me suffer. That's insane. That is treason. Now you know why they go after Trump every single day. And by the way, who advocates? It's literally Germany. Everything, accusation becomes confession. It's literally German propaganda. It's literally what happened in the 1930s. Lie, cheat, steal, indoctrinate, pollute, corrode our young. We have an entire network of woke media to propagandize and lie to the people, feed them, brainwash them, pollute them, to attack the real people who care for America. Why? So we can keep lying, stealing, cheating, making all sorts of money without having to do a thing. They are all glorified con men. That's all they are. The Democrat Party is a terrorist organization. Literally. That's what they are. There you have the entire Democrat Party in a nutshell. President Trump now just landing. Thank you so much, Lady Trucker 68, for the $20 super chat. I appreciate you so much. She says, Professor Niz, thank you for all your hard work. Parents need to pull their child out of those schools before it's too late for them. Yeah, I 100% agree. Remember when we used to have to give the, which I loved, I did it. Were there times I didn't feel like it? Of course, the Pledge of Allegiance. What happened to talking about God in school? What happened to prayer in school? What's so bad about that? A lot of these Bible groups, study groups, prayer groups are being disbanded and barred, but you can be a transgender lunatic and have a group. You can create a club on campus, but not if you're a Christian. This country was founded on Christian values and principles. I'm not proselytizing here. I believe, but you don't have to. That's the freedom of our country, separation of church and state. But if you think the founders were godless, if you think the framers of our Constitution and our country were not deeply pious, deeply spiritual, deeply God-fearing men and women, you got another thing coming. You got another thing coming. And I experienced this. I experienced everything that the chat is talking about right now. I experienced this firsthand working in the university. By accident, really. It was really by accident. I wasn't trying to. It just kind of happened. Justin, South Carolina appears to move toward redistricting their congressional map after Governor Henry McMaster calls on the General Assembly to ensure the map is constitutional. Make this happen. Wow, 7 Republicans, 0 Democrats. That would be really cool. OMG. I saw this in D.C. Look at this crap here. Islamists and women in burqas wearing the Islamic regime of Iran flag during today's Marxist and anti-Trump protests in D.C. It's unbelievable. I was there when they were doing that. I was very tempted to go out there and scream in their faces and rip down their flags. But my wife was like, you can't do that. They'll kill you. Oh, yeah, they probably will. They probably will. Hopefully we're just moments away from President Trump speaking. Again, this is his first speech, his first public event. Are you nervous? I'm nervous. I know he's not nervous because he's invincible. He's got this ironclad conviction in his soul. I'm nervous, man. It's his first speech since the White House Correspondents' shooting. I'm nervous. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Yeah, Irma, I love this. Says we pray for our President Trump's well-being and safety. Yeah, let's do another roll call. Let me know where you're joining me from. What city, what state, what country. I love hearing that. Also, put a 3 in the comments if you're like me and you voted for the greatest president of my lifetime 3 times, like I did. Put a 3 in the comments, because I know I did. Quite frankly, who else could I vote for, right? You're going to vote for a vegetable? Not going to happen. You're going to vote for a border czar, a DEI hire like Kamala, who's from China? I don't think so. I want to play this while we wait for President Trump. This is very interesting. Trump is about to speak, but I'd like to play this. This is Byron Donalds, who I have a vast amount of respect for. Who recently he just spoke minutes ago, and I'd like to share this as he kind of destroys the Democrats
So let's be clear, when you go to the polls this November, you make sure the Democrats know loud and clear that you never fought for us. You never stood for us. You never protected this nation. You don't stand for our Constitution, and you do not deserve to have any power in Washington or anywhere else in America.
Amen to that. I love Byron Donalds. You see, it's not a race thing. A lot of amazing people of color, I don't even like saying that, people of color, but whatever. They are insulted by the Democrats, and they should be. I hate making any violence. I don't like using minorities or whatever. It's stupid. I hate using race language. I feel like my soul is dirty when I use that.
You got Hakeem Jeffries coming down here trying to lecture our governor and our members of the legislature. He's talking about how we're gonna F around and find out. Us in Florida. What a fool. There's a reason why he's the minority leader in Washington, D.C. And after this November, when you go to the polls, he will remain the minority leader in Washington, D.C.
Hello. Preach it, Byron.
Because the only thing that the Democrats want to do is impeach Donald Trump. The only thing they want to do is impeach. We got another crazy one. Impeach Pete Hegseth. Pete Hegseth is doing a great job as the Secretary of
War, baby.
And I do like how the president just said, we're enough with the games. It's the Secretary of War.
Booyah.
Because if our adversaries and our enemies think that we are going to hold back on them, they will find out like the Iranians found out. That's F around and find out.
Woo! How do you not love this guy? How do you not love this guy? Oh, that's amazing. That was good. That was good. Byron Donalds. This is a guy who, was very close, actually, to becoming the vice president of the United States. Very close, actually. Okay, so we're just waiting now for President Trump to get out here. The protests are running amok. Right now in New York City, officers are literally hauling away pathetic Marxist protesters by their arms and legs after they chained themselves to the New York Stock Exchange. Can you believe this? They chained themselves to the New York Stock. If you don't think propaganda works, you are lost. You have no idea what you're talking about, because it does. It does work. How many of you think we should nuke the filibuster and we should get our America First agenda passed, including the Save America Act? How many of you think that? President Trump is coming out very, very soon. LT, Laura Tilford, says, me. Yes. I love it. Why won't Thune and the GOP do anything? Why are they just as bad as the Democrats? Why won't they do anything? I mean, really. It's just ridiculous. I mean, this is the Democrats have promised that they are going to do it as soon as, if God forbid, they ever take over power. They said they're going to do it. So I thought this was interesting. Seth Moulton, speaking of Byron Donalds, talking about, this ridiculous notion of impeaching Pete Hegseth. Can you believe this? Seth Moulton, who is another one of these feckless, backboneless, spineless, weak, pathetic, emasculated Democrat men, or I should say boys, He insinuates that when Democrats regain power, they will execute Trump officials, specifically calling out Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth. He says, quote, the Allies tried Nazis, and guess what the conclusion was? They were executed. Listen to that, Mr. Secretary. Sounds like a direct threat to me. Everybody call Seth Moulton's office or call whoever your representative is in your state and say that guy needs to be at least brought in for further questioning. That's insane to say that. Absolutely insane to say that. Calls are now ramping up to freeze funding to public schools who encourage their students to skip class and go to these Marxist protests today. The teachers' unions are urging all of this, folks. Kids are being told they'd, quote, learn more, end quote, at the protests than in class. Check out this. One student said his teacher encouraged him to walk out, skip school. Why in the world are we paying for this BS? Teachers are telling him it's a walkout. You guys can just go. It's pure insanity. That's not what I want my tax dollars going for. How about you? That's pure insanity. So what you have here, let me just repeat that so it makes sense. You have Chicago public school teachers and public schools. They're encouraging students to ditch class and attend communist protests today. These are very corrupt unions. Very corrupt unions. To make it worse, these students were brought to the protests on the taxpayers' dime in school buses, if you can believe this. I need everybody here. You can do something about this. Tap the thumbs up if you love America. We've got to get more of a spotlight on this. Tap the thumbs up. Share this with everybody. Please, not for me, for our country. If you love America, tap the thumbs up. This is insanity. Looks like President Trump is going to be coming out. Everybody, please say a small prayer or join me in prayer right now. This is his first time speaking after first public event. This is his very first public event. I'm going to take my hat off and do a prayer. You're welcome to join me. Dear Father in heaven, please forgive me my trespasses. Please forgive me my transgressions. I'm grateful for everything that you have given me. We pray, Father, Lord in heaven, that you protect our president, President Trump. Protect him from all evildoers. Protect our President Trump and make sure no harm befalls him, and that he safely, powerfully gives this speech today and continues to safely and powerfully protect these United States of America, one nation under God. Please, God, we pray for you. We pray for President Trump. Please bless him and keep him always. Please bless all of those less fortunate than I. Please bless all of God's creatures. Amen. I love you, God. God is great. I love you, God. Pray for President Trump, y'all. First public speech. Oh, goodness gracious. What do we have here? We have another. Are these school teachers? I wouldn't be surprised. Anyway, we're waiting for. Thank you so much, LT. We're waiting. Robbie Reeder in the house, R squared. Big shout out to the best mods on planet Earth. JB in the house says amen. Pray for President Trump's safety. I always come from the heart. I don't have like a set prayer, but there's two things I always say before I say amen. That is to pray for all those less fortunate than I and pray for all of God's creatures. That's the only thing that I always say before I end every prayer, because I feel too selfish if it's just about me. Okay, we're just moments away. Looks like the president may be coming out right now, and then after his song. Oh, please, dear God, bless and keep always our president. Please, God. So, we're just waiting right now.
Of course, are those May Day protests. And earlier today, Mayor Brandon Johnson spoke at a May Day protest ahead of the event there. So let's go ahead and listen into that here on Live Now from Fox.
Oh, I don't want to listen to that. Screw Mayor Brandon Johnson. Oh, this guy is garbage. Pure garbage. You want to see? Show your kids this. This is what a colossal racist looks like. That is what a colossus racist looks like right here on your screen. The least qualified mayor next to, well, all of them are bad, really. Hochul, Mamdani, Bass, they're all terrible. Hochul's a governor, I know, but pretty much every Democrat leader. This is a guy who went on the record, by the way. This guy went on the record and said, I only hire people based on skin color. Literally. In case you missed it, something that was so infuriating, but a bunch of anti-American leftist protesters tied themselves or chained themselves, I guess, to the New York Stock Exchange. They're being arrested and hauled away right now. Thank God. NYC, this is in New York City. Chanting, tax the rich. That's what they're chanting, tax the rich. When they have no clue what that even means. They have no clue that people who have money are the ones who fund literally everything. They're the only ones that pay the most taxes. Mamdani wants to get rid of them. California wants to pass a wealth tax, which just got co-founder of Google. Mark Zuckerberg's gone. Elon's gone. Silicon Valley is completely dissolved at this point. I couldn't agree more, LT. LT says these protests are useless. Absolutely. 100%. 100%. No idea about economics. 100%, Irma. You're right. No clue. These guys create all the jobs. If it wasn't for quote unquote successful people and billionaires, where do you think all these people are going to get a job? They're creating tens of thousands of jobs, paying for families' health care, paying for their coverage. You dummies. Tax the rich. JB just said it. I mean, the most simple, profound statement, JB just said it. Without the rich, there'd be no jobs. 100%. 100%. Salutations. Great to see you. Come on in. Everybody, please tap that thumbs up if you love America like I do. Like I know you do. Don't forget that name, Neville Roy Singum. He's like the new George Soros funding all these protests. He's a billionaire tech entrepreneur. His company is called ThoughtWorks. Boycott ThoughtWorks. It's a software company, AI company. Oh, ho, ho. What do we have here? Well, will you looky at this? Check this out, everybody. Check this out, everybody. It looks like, so this is Larry Lang. He's the vice mayor of Los Altos, California. He posted an 8647, which is known to signify getting rid of Trump, on his Instagram or Facebook cover photo or whatever. This is an elected official being paid by our tax dollars. This is absolutely unacceptable. He must resign now. Wow. An elected official posting another 8647. Larry Lang. Hold on, let me get rid of this banner here. Los Altos. So you see the number right there? 650-947-2720. Lang at losaltoscal.gov. So LLANG at LOSALTOSCA.gov. Send them a message, will you? He needs to resign immediately. An elected official? Are you kidding me right now? That's unreal. That's unreal.
Let's give it up for all the brown-eyed girls out there.
How's the audio, Bonds? I think Trump's about to come out.
It is so great to be here in the Villages in my home state that I love, the great free state of Florida. You may remember I was your Attorney General here for a long time during one of the most challenging times our nation had ever seen, and we fought fiercely against Washington to keep them out of our state, to keep our business open, our schools open, our churches open, and keep you from being locked in your homes. And it is so great now to be your newest United States Senator, taking over for Marco Rubio. I have some big shoes to fill. I've decided throughout my talk to you today, I can say no tax on Social Security, and you're all going to cheer. At whatever time I say it, no tax on Social Security. Let me tell you about this amazing president who has kept his eye on the ball and remained true to you and what he promised. This is a proactive president. A president that said, I'm going to go to Washington. If you trust me to get back up there and do this job for you, our bosses, by the way, some people forget that. You, the American people, are our bosses. President Trump knows that. He is a proactive president. He is proactive not for partisans. He is proactive for the people, you. And we saw over the last 4 years what happens when you have a president. Can we say he was proactive, or should we say his radical handlers were proactive for partisans? They got a lot done, didn't they? They got a lot done that made this country weaker and less safe. But this president said, I will go back to Washington, I will deliver for you, and I am so proud of him, merely 6 days after the third attempt on his life, that he is showing back up here to report to his bosses and tell you what he's doing for America. And he said after that happened, and it touched my heart, and I know it touched yours. They said, how do you do this job? And he said, it's hard to be the president of the United States of America, but I love this country. He didn't say, I love Republicans. He didn't say, well, I don't know that he would ever say, I love Democrats, but he didn't say, I love Republicans. He said, I love this country. And every decision that he is making right now is with.
All right, and it does look like we are seeing President Trump pop out, so let's go to that here on Live Now from Fox.
Okay, I have to mute the song because the song is copyrighted. Those publishers are such a-holes. As soon as the song ends, we will get Trump in there. Great to see him. He looks great. Welcome, everybody. Please tap that thumbs up. Share this with everybody. As soon as he gets up to the podium, I'm telling you, these song publishers, they're awful. They will take down my entire stream because you play any song that is copyrighted, they will gut you. The music publishers are the real Nazis. They are the real Nazis. Who's excited to see Trump? Give me a huge yeah in the comments right now. He's dancing. That's right. Thank you, JB. Schools are supposed to teach students how to think, not what to think. 100% yes. That's what I tried to do, man. That's what I tried to do. By the way, your comments are coming up on screen, so this is your opportunity to say something with impact. Just keep it, civil, shall we? Keep it clean, y'all. Okay. Is it still on? Let me guess. All right, here we go.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Let me know how the audio is.
Thank you very much, everybody. And it's great to be here. I'm thrilled to be back in the home of a great place. I love Florida. We love Florida. With all of the very proud, great American patriots of the villages. Are we happy with the villages? We like the villages. Now, I shouldn't be here. There was just an attempt. I won't use the word, an attempt, they say, on my life. I should be indoors at a secure facility where I can quietly, beautifully, and safely play out my term, destroying everything that comes in our way, like bad countries that want to get nuclear weapons. We'll take care of that. So they want me to be in a secure place. I said, what's more secure than the villages? Here we go. Now, I heard the seniors were waiting at the villages, and there's no way we got like 97% of the vote. Remember all those frauds? They said, whoa. Remember Sleepy Joe and Kamala? They came up, oh, we love you more than Trump. And you said, no, you don't. You don't love us more, you bunch of phony bastards. But as you know, this is the single largest community of seniors anywhere in the world, and frankly, it's the largest crowd you've ever had assembled. It's very interesting. They built this, but when I first started, they didn't have this. We had a little tiny room, so we went outside. We had a tremendous crowd, but I don't know if you see what's going on. They have an overflow room that's bigger than this. Why the hell didn't I go there to start off with? What's going on? And then they have outside, they have thousands and thousands of people, and we love them all. We love them all. So, we're here to celebrate a policy that benefits every American senior all across this land, and it's called No Tax on Social Security. It's done. It's done. I took a poll at one of the events. I said no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, or no tax on Social Security, all of them. So let's do it now. Let's do another poll. No tax on tips, no tax on overtime, no tax. So what you do is you're going to cheer for the one you like the most of the three, all right? No tax on tips.
Yeah.
No tax on overtime.
Yeah.
no tax on Social Security.
Hello. He's the best. You have no soul if you don't love President Trump.
I'm telling you, Dr. Phil, that's the one they like. Is Social Security. I thought that was maybe a sleeper. This is more than a sleeper. No tax on Social Security for our great seniors. That's what we like, right? So our great, big, beautiful bill was the largest tax cut in American history. And as a result, more than 51 million American seniors now pay a federal tax rate of 0. 0. And this isn't talk. This isn't, I'm going to get it for you. Look, these guys up here, front row Joes, they're all over. I can't get rid of them. What are you, 219? I think they're 219, rather. They are sick individuals, but we love them. I don't know what the hell they do, but they have money someplace because they do a lot of traveling. Look at the front row Joes. But we provide seniors, and we have a record-setting average tax.
He's the only one who can roast you, and you love him even more. It's like Don Rickles.
You know, it's been amazing. And on all of them, people, and I've seen it even on the fake news. Look at all the fake news back there. What? That's a lot of fake news. That's a lot of fake news. That's a lot of fakers. Did you see where they had a study done, and Trump on the evening news gets 93% bad publicity? 93.
Unbelievable.
And yet, I won in a landslide. Now,
tragedy.
You know what that means? Now think of it. 93%. And you know, like with Kamala, she made a bad statement on CBS 60 Minutes, and they had to pay me a lot of money, $38 million. You know what she did? Her statement was so bad the night before the election, it was so bad, that they took another answer that she gave, which was not bad. It wasn't good. It was nothing. And they put it in where she, and we found out they did it. They changed the answers. BBC has me AI saying about hate. We hate. I said, that's not me. They changed my lips. I couldn't even tell myself. I said, I didn't know. This gets very, but think of it, 93% bad stories, only bad. And if it's a good story, they make it bad. You know, you can make anything bad. You could have a baseball team won 21-2, and the writer says they should have won by more. That's where we are. We're winning 25-0, and they say we should be doing more. There's never been a first term of a president, they say, and even the radical left lunatics say it, that's accomplished more than we have. It's never happened. Never happened. But just to finish off, you know, I love the weave, because the weave is great. You go out, Pa, go out. You always have to come back. Someday I won't come back, and they'll say, all right, he shot. That's it. The weave, I call it, the weave, because you get a lot of stories into one little sentence. But when you have 93% and you win in a landslide, you know what it means? It means that the media has lost total credibility. Nobody believes them. That's what it means. Very simple. But
They
thanks
should.
to the massive tax cut, American seniors just received your largest tax refunds of all time, by far. And here in the Sunshine State, we've issued 2.5 million Florida seniors over $13 billion. Now think of that. Now, I don't happen to be a senior. I'm much younger than you. I'm a much younger man than you. Look at you old guys. Wouldn't you like to be my age? It's young, vital, vibrant. No, I'm much, much younger than the people in this room, but I feel I can relate to you anyway.
He's so
good.
good.
The fake news will go tonight, and they'll say, he's claiming to be younger than the people. You understand? That means more money to visit your grandkids, bigger budget for taking a trip to someplace that you want to go, or extra dinners out with your family. You're going to do a lot. You're going to do a lot. You know what to do with the money. But I saw it recently. People are being interviewed. And yeah, why don't you sit down here? Come on, front row Joe, sit down. Get
He's directing traffic.
You know, it must be good when front row Joes still stand up after 300 or something, whatever the hell. They're still standing. That's pretty good. But it's been an amazing period of time. Our country is hot again. We have a great country again. We're respected as a country again. So these are your
I want to be a
golden
front row
years,
Joe.
but
Who wants
these
to be
are
a front
really
row Joe?
beyond your golden years. This is the golden age of America. This is where we are. We're in a period of time, and you've lived, and you're going to live a long time longer, but you're going right now through the golden age of America. The crooked Joe Biden people, these are radical left lunatics that almost destroyed our country. I'll tell you what, if we didn't win this election, I believe our country was dead. I don't think it could have sustained the open borders, transgender mutilization of your children. I believe our country, men playing in women's sports.
Ugh.
They say that's an 80-20 issue. It's not. It's a 99-1 issue. The mutilization of your children, that's a 99-1 issue. These aren't 80-20. They say that's a 70-30 issue. It's not a 70. It's every one of them, and so many others. Frankly, look, they have the worst policy in history, but they stick together. Republicans have to stick together. If we stick together, we can't be.
We got losers in our GOP. Losers.
Common sense policy. Under crooked Joe Biden, American seniors were ravaged by the worst inflation in the history of our country, devastating the budget, senior citizens. You know, when I say the history of our country, I'm always criticized because they correct me. They say it was 48 years. It wasn't history. It was 48. And I think that sounds pretty bad, too. I actually think 48 years, it sounds more specific. It actually is better. So they say the worst inflation in 48 years. I say the history of our country. But you had the worst inflation we've ever seen. Prices soared, healthcare costs skyrocketed, as Biden and the radical left Democrats in Congress allowed 25 million illegal aliens to pour into our country. This was an invasion. An invasion of our country. Tell them to turn up the microphone, will you please? Turn up the mic.
The boss is here. Daddy's home.
You know, I hate it. You pay these guys a lot of money, and then you get up and the mic isn't on properly. And then they want their money, and I don't believe in paying people to do a bad job. I only like to pay people. I pay early. And I'm screaming my ass off because the mic is no good. Turn the mic up, please.
He's on fire, boy. He's not worried about getting hurt. This guy is on a mission, man. He's on a mission from God. I believe
the
it.
day I took the oath of office on January 20th, 2025, under the Trump administration, we're standing up for American seniors like no president has ever stood up before. And just as I promised, we're strongly protecting Social Security and Medicare, and we always will. We have a man here who knows more about Medicaid, Medicare, medical crap than any human being. Where's Dr. Oz? Where the hell are you, stand up?
Medical crap. We're so lucky, America. This guy doesn't take S from anybody.
He's great. It's the most boring
God, I
trip
love our
I've ever
president.
made. He's telling me about Medicare, Medicaid. All I want to do is take care of you. I don't care. I said, you work out the details, but I did say give them the max. That's all I care about. Give them whatever the hell the max is. But Oz has been great. You have been great, and Bobby's been great. He's a little different. Do you agree? We needed somebody a little different, and we got him in Bobby Kennedy, right?
He's a little
But they
different.
work together.
He's a little different. This is like a comedy act. I love it.
You know, I brought somebody else with me. He's central casting for a Treasury Secretary. If you're casting a movie,
100%.
look at them, they're already excited.
Percent.
You know, a lot of people didn't know him. He was very successful, great success actually, but people didn't know him. Now he walks down the street and people are asking for his autograph. It's crazy. Scott, stand up, please. Scott Bessel.
Absolutely. What a team he's picked. And now Todd Blanche for Attorney
They
General.
wanted to be here.
He's amazing.
You know, I gave him an option. I said, I can meet you guys later. No, you're going to the villages. We want to be with you. So it's sort of cool. We got a lot of celebrities here, actually. But together with the Republicans in Congress, we've removed nearly 300,000 illegal aliens from the Social Security roll.
Woo!
And
USA.
we've removed more than 100,000 migrants from Medicare eligibility. 100,000, and the number's going up. What we're really doing is saving Social Security because it was so rife with fraud, and the Democrats didn't care. They couldn't care less. All they care about is Trump derangement syndrome. They are sick. They are lunatics. We're dealing with lunatics.
100%.
You can do, but I've learned, with time, I've learned, if I want something, I go the opposite. In other words,
New strategy.
if I want the wall, I say, I will not, under any circumstances, build the wall.
Reverse
And they
psychology,
give me all
baby.
the money I want. True, just go the opposite. They're crazy. They're crazy.
They are.
It actually is a disease. I think they're going to register it next week. Trump derangement.
Yeah.
Trump derangement syndrome. They're going to TDS. It's commonly known as TDS. This man, an incurable case of TDS. To further stop Medicare and Medicaid from being looted by criminals and thugs, we've launched a war on fraud. You've been watching it in the
Oh,
papers.
this is brilliant.
We're all over Minnesota, California,
Brilliant.
all over the place.
Thanks to independent media, not the fake news. They didn't do their
They're taking
job.
down hundreds and hundreds and even thousands of people a week and a day. It's led by great Vice President J.D. Vance. He's doing a great job.
We love JD.
I said, J.D., I want that job. I want to do it as president. They said, you bet. Let's do a little delegation, please. But J.D.'s done a great job. Thousands and thousands of people are it's a fraud. I mean, look at the wonderful country. It's a beautiful country. You should try it sometime. Somalia. It's a beautiful place. It's got no government. It's got no military. It's got no anything. It's got one thing that's really strong, crime. It's got a lot of crime. They have no police. All they do is run around shooting each other. It's filthy dirty, disgusting dirty. It's a horrible place. They come here, and Ilhan Omar.
Ooh. Now, somebody tell me in the comments, does this sound like a guy who's intimidated?
And think of it. They have nothing but crime, poverty, pollution. Everything is horrible over there. Nothing good. They say it's the worst country anywhere in the world, that we got some beauties out there, but it's the worst. And then she comes here from Somalia, and she tells us how to run the United States of America. She says,
She's awful.
She says, the Constitution gives me certain rights. Gives me certain rights. And I demand that I be given these rights. Get the hell out. What a phony.
I love it. He's in rare form. Vintage Trump. Vintage. Vintage.
And then she
I
married
love
her
you.
brother to come in. I don't know, you're not. But I would imagine they're looking at her. I have nothing to do with it. I would imagine. Of course I have nothing to do. I have nothing, but I believe she married her brother, which is totally illegal.
Yep.
Although it's a lovely couple, actually, but it's a little bit on the illegal side. Darling, I love you very much. Good night, brother. Let's go to bed. Good night.
Happy Friday,
Isn't
everyone.
she despicable? I can't stand her.
She's despicable. I mean, the worst.
I can't stand. Did you see last month? She
I need some apple
accidentally
juice.
checked the wrong box. It said she was worth $38 million. And law enforcement came after her for that. And then all of a sudden she was worth less than $80,000. And she said it was accounting. It was an accounting error.
Yeah.
That was
Leering
not a very
Center.
good accountant, was it? Huh? No. Their whole life is based on fraud and a scam. The whole thing is a scam. And we ought to get those people the hell out of our country.
Yes. Yes. USA. 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 Yes. Finally, somebody with balls. Finally.
To get better care to our seniors much more quickly, my administration has dramatically accelerated Medicare prior authorizations, a big deal. That's what used to take days and weeks and months to get, and now you're getting it done in a matter of minutes. Really, I mean, unbelievable job you've done. Minutes. And we have a big search for fraud. Very little. You know, when people get arrested all over Minnesota, all over California, wait till you see what we're coming up with in California. Gavin Newsom is not good.
Awful. Con man.
But he gave the worst interview a month ago. Did you see it? Where he said he was incompetent, he can't read, he can't write, he can't do it. He said he's horrible for testing. We should give him a cognitive test. I took 3 of them. Aced all of them, by the way. 3 of them. You know, I'm the only president to take a cognitive test because I don't think Obama could pass it. I don't. Didn't he get into Harvard with a C average? I don't know. What's that? I don't think he could pass it. I don't think. Well, Biden isn't. Give me a break. You know, the first question is very easy. It's a lion, a giraffe, a bear, and a shark. They say, which one is the bear?
He's on
and
fire.
Everybody says, 30 questions. Everyone says, very standard. It's a very standard test, but very tough around those last 10 questions. Not too many people, even in this very room. Unlike Newsom, I'll say, this room of geniuses. He said, I'm in a room of dumb people. That was not good. That was not good. You know what happened to him after that? It wasn't a pretty, but I'm in a room of brilliant people, but a lot of you wouldn't have been able to answer those 10 questions. And when I got the score in the test, the doctor said, wow, I've never seen, you know, you have 5 doctors lined up, they're all over the place. I said, should I take it? You know, I've had different phases. They've said, he's a mad genius. I didn't mind that too much. Then they said, he's a horrible human being. I don't like that much. Then they said, he's really not a smart person at all. I really hated that. So I took a cognitive test, and I said to the doctor, first doctor is Dr. Ronnie. You know Doc Ronnie. We all love Doc Ronnie. But he had a whole team of doctors at Walter Reed, a great place. I said, so should I do it? He said, well, it's a tough exam, actually. You know, those last 20 questions, they get tough. A lot of people can't do them. I said, well, what do you think? He said, well, if you do it, they're going to find out because it's essentially a public, you know, it's a military hospital. If you do badly, they're going to find out, and it won't be pleasant. I said, well, I do well on things, so let's do it. And I got everyone right. And these are tough questions. These are tough questions, you know. They say, take a number, any number. Okay, I'll take 99, multiply times 9, okay? Divide it by 3, good. Add 4,293, that's good. Divide by 2, subtract 93, divide by 9, what is your answer? Now, they go a little slower than that, but not much. I don't want to waste a lot of time. But there aren't a lot of people that get it right. I got it right, you know. It was actually
this guy has more vitality, energy, sharpness than most 30-year-olds.
But no, it's a tough test, so I took it. And then, everyone said, all right, good, he's smart. He's smart. It's not really smart. It's like, you know what we are, really? We have common sense. We're people with common sense.
Yeah, that's it. Look at the top of your screen.
Borders. We don't like open borders.
Make common sense go viral, baby.
Country, right? From prisons all over the Congo, all over South America. The Congo, I tell you what, the Congo, they just used to think that we were just an open cesspool where they take all their prisoners and dump them into our country. Parts of South America, the same thing. It's terrible. So, as you know, we've done a fantastic job. But I just felt, and I put out yesterday a statement, I think anybody running for president or vice president should be forced to take a cognitive examination.
Hear, hear.
Right?
3 times he passed. That's
you
amazing.
get a guy, he gets in, he's got a good line of crap, he gets in, and all of a sudden you're stuck with a man who's a moron. You know, this is not good. This is not good. We went through 4 years of it. It's not a good situation. But we also dramatically increased coverage for outpatient clinical care known as site-neutral payments, stopping seniors from being ripped off by billions of dollars of outrageous fees that they charge, billions and billions of dollars, right?
Why wouldn't you have a cognitive test for the leader of the free world?
On top of these major Medicare improvements, I'm pleased to report today that we have authorized $210 million in rural health care funding for the great state of Florida. 210. We're taking some of the money that they scammed. You know, we're catching billions of dollars, billions. Minnesota, it's like It's like, you ever hear the expression, shooting fish in a barrel? It's like shooting fish in a barrel. And that governor and that attorney general are so crooked. It's so horrible. It's so horrible. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Well, stranger things have happened, I will tell you. By the way, and our attorney general is doing a very good job, isn't he? Todd Blanche, he's doing a very good job.
Yeah, he is. Make him the AG.
Action. Perhaps most importantly for our great seniors, I've secured the largest reduction in drug prices in American history. You say it. Under my most favored nation agreements, we are delivering you the record-setting discounts with price differences of 400%, 500%, and 600, 700, and even sometimes 800% reductions. Now, some people would say it's 80, 90, 70. It depends on the way you phrase the statement, but it could be 500, 600%. It could be 90%. It doesn't matter. We've gotten you the largest reductions in history, the largest reductions. We were the most overpriced. We had the highest price for prescription drugs anywhere in the world, and now we have the lowest prices anywhere in the world. That's all you have to know. And to get that, because Oz said to me, it's going to be very tough. The drug companies are going to be bad, but we had to get the approval of other nations. As an example, I talk about the fat drug. The fat drug, a friend of mine who's extremely fat and very wealthy and very obnoxious. He's a very unattractive individual, actually. But he's extremely smart, very, very successful. He's a highly neurotic person, semi-controlled. I would say, usually I like to say I like a neurotic person, but it has to be controlled. This guy's only semi, but he's in London, and he calls me, he goes, President, in New York, I'm paying like $87 for the fat drug. He called it the fat shot. I've given it that name, the fat shot. And I said, well, it's not working too well for you. He said, I pay $87 in London. In New York, I'm paying like $1,300. So I'm paying $1,300 What's that all about? And other people would call me the same, but he made a big imprint because he's a very smart guy. He said, you know what, I had it traced. It's made in the same factory. It's made by the same company. Everything's the same except the price. One's $87 and one's $1,300. He said, this is ridiculous. And it did hit me the right way. And we went to town, didn't we, Oz? We went to town. And we shamed the drug prices because they were, for years, said, well, it's research and development. I said, well, it's research and development for them also, right? But we got them. They weren't easy, but we got all of them lined up. But they said it didn't matter. The reason we got them because they said we'd never get the other countries. We had to get approval of the other countries. We'd have to double their prices and triple their prices because we come way down. They go up a little bit because the world is bigger than us, right? So they go up a little bit. So I'd call up, like, as an example, France. I spoke with Macron, right? Macron, he's a wonderful guy, president of the country, a nice guy. So I say, Emmanuel, your drug prices are a tiny fraction of ours. We can't have that. We're going to have to raise it. No, Donald, I will not do that. No, you will do it, Emmanuel. No, you'll do it. 100% you're going to do it. No, I will not do it. And this went on for about 2 minutes. I'm saying you will. He's saying he won't. So most people would say he won't do it. Then I said to him, Emmanuel, if you don't do it, I'm going to put a 250% tariff on all wines and champagnes that you ship into our country.
Love it.
And he said, Donald, how dare you? You should not do that. You cannot do that.
Nice
And I
accent.
said, no, I'm going to do it. Okay, you have a deal. That was it.
Art of the deal, baby.
And I told Oz couldn't believe it. He couldn't believe it. And we had the same thing with Germany. We had the same thing with other countries. I said, look, you're not going to do it. We're going to tariff the hell out of you at double the number that you're talking about. And they all agreed. Every one of those countries agreed. And now you have the lowest drug prices anywhere in the world from the highest.
Love it.
And that alone should win us the midterms. But, you know, the fake news doesn't like to write about it. They don't even like, I noticed a couple of the cameras went off when I was talking about it. When I'm getting to a really juicy subject, to me, that's a juicy, think of it. I mean, you talk about healthcare, it's all around medicines and everything else. And Byron, how big a deal is that, right? By the way,
Huge.
this guy's going to be a great governor. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Byron's amazing. Byron's amazing.
Gonna be great. Ag Commissioner, you just stand up. What a job he's doing. What a job he's doing. My Ag Commissioner, who I endorse so long time. So I just want to thank you all. You guys are doing a great job. Byron, you're going to be fantastic. We have somebody named Ashley who's very respected. Will you please stand up? Senator, our great senator. I suppose you're all leading like a lot. But remember, make it too big to rig. You got to go out and vote.
Too big to rig.
Don't assume anything, you know. We did great in the second election. It was a rigged election, but we did great. And I said, well, I had the ultimate poll because we won the second election by a lot. So that's a good poll. So we did it again. And I said, too big to rig. You got to make it too big. They showed me leading by a lot. I said, don't be fooled. Just go out and vote because they are cheaters. They cheat like hell. Yep. But all of you have to do, and really what you want to do is Trump, and I didn't name it. This was named by Bobby Kennedy and Dr. Oz. I did not name it. Is that right? I said, what is that? TrumpRX.gov, okay? I said, everyone thinks I put my name on it. I don't think I'm going to put my name on medical things. I mean, you know, medical things can be very dangerous to have your name on, to be honest with you. But it's setting, I guess, records from what I understand. There's never been anything like it. So TrumpRX.gov, go to it and buy your medicines for very little money. Very little money difference. Nobody's ever seen anything like it. And I wish the press would talk about it, but the word is out, and it doesn't probably matter that much. The word is out. They don't want to talk about. They only want to talk about the bad. But this is really something that's special. I'm very proud of it. Today, I'm thrilled to announce that starting on July 1st, we will also provide Medicare patients with the coverage for weight loss drugs like Ozempic, Zepbound, Wegovy. It will be available for $50 a month. $50 a month. Wow. Now think of that, $50 a month. So if it was $1,300, now it's $50, and the $1,300 doesn't cover a whole month. So it's really even more than that. So it's now down to $50. So that's where you get it. And also, and you remember when I cut insulin and I got it down to $25 insulin, it was $2,000. And that was before this. That was before this. I'm so glad you mentioned insulin. You know, when I got insulin done, it was at the end of my term and I got it done, but it doesn't kick in statutorily for 2 years. And I said, I better win the election. This is going into the second election because what a job I did. And, you know, insulin was at like $1,000, $2,000, $3,000. I got it to $25, but it kicked in about a year and a half, 2 years later, statutorily. You had to wait a period of time and all of that nonsense. So I said, boy, I better win because if I don't, some guy is going to take credit for something that I did that they could have never done. Lo and behold, the election was rigged. And I saw Biden a year later standing up there saying, I did a great job on insulin. He doesn't even know what the hell, he had no idea. And I was sitting there seething. I was watching television. You know what it is to seethe? I seethe a lot. But this is one of the times I was seething. Oz knows that. I was so angry. I said, I did it, and I didn't get credit for it. We did a lot of things we didn't get credit for, but I guess I did because here I am, I'm president. I guess Not only are we taking care of your physical health, we're also taking care of the financial health of our seniors. As you have probably seen, the 401ks and retirement accounts of millions of American seniors are skyrocketing like never before. You know, we're in a war because I think you would agree we cannot let lunatics have a nuclear weapon. Do you agree?
100%. And we can't let them slaughter their own people and chant death to America every day for 50 years. Thank you, Mr. President. You'll never hear these chants at an Ilhan Omar rally.
Because if you read the fake polls and things, it says, well, it's only a 20% or 25%. It's nonsense. Look at this. I'm talking about all these things you're getting, and you stand up when I talk about you can't let Iran have a nuclear weapon. We can't. But I did something that was, I don't know, foolish, brave, but it was smart. I would do it again, but I thought the numbers would be much worse. I thought the stock market would go down much more. I thought the oil prices would go up much more. I said, but we have no choice. Whether it does or doesn't, I have to do what's right. We can't let them have a nuclear weapon. So I called in. Scott Bassett and all of my people, mostly my financial people, and I said, all right, folks, congratulations. We just hit the highest price in the history of the stock market. So I said the Dow would never hit 50 during my 4 years because it was too much of a raise. They thought 6, 7 years out, maybe it could hit 50,000. They said the S&P could never hit 7,000, right, Scott? That would be even more unlikely. Maybe at the end of the 4th year, but probably not. It would be 5, 6 years out. And we hit 50,000 on the Dow before the end of my first year. We hit 7,000 on the S&P before the end of my first year. The stock market is rocking and rolling. Your 401ks are at the highest they've ever been. I don't have to list. I don't know how the hell you could be doing badly. But your 401ks are setting records. I have people coming up to me and saying, you've made me a hero to my wife. You've made me a hero. I've had numerous policemen. I had one guy from years ago because I did the same thing. We had the greatest financial markets in the history of our country in my first term. We're blowing it away now. We're blowing everything away. There's never been a country this successful in that sense before. But yeah. But now I said, okay, you ever do this? Well, you're doing so well. I said, so we just set every record. We have the highest market in history. We have things that just go. And by the way, there are more jobs today in our country than at any time in the history of our country by far. Right? So, but we have to think a little long term. And I said to Scott and Howard and all of the people that work for me, great people, Jameson, Greer, all of them, I called them in and I said, fellas, congratulations. We have the highest stock market we've ever had. Everyone's doing great. Oil prices were very low. They were 60 and 70. You were buying oil for $2 and even less. Remember, just a couple of months ago, you were at $2 and $1.85 in Iowa. It was $1.85 a gallon. I said, congratulations. Now I'm going to upset the apple cart for you because we have to take a little journey down to a beautiful country known as Iran. And we have to make sure that they don't have a nuclear weapon. We stopped them with the B-2 bombers. If we didn't do that, we would have had a nuclear weapon. Israel would have been blown to pieces. The Middle East would have been blown to pieces. I think Europe would have been blown to pieces. But under what we were doing, I said, look, we're going to have to make this journey. So it's almost like we built up this great thing. And then I said, now we have to break the eggs a little bit, and we have to go and do it. And the only thing that I'm surprised is that I really thought oil would be, Dr. Oz, we talked about it. I thought oil would be much, much higher than it turned out to be. I mean, it's not low. It's certainly not low. It's going to come crashing down as soon as this war is over. And they're getting decimated. They have no Navy. They have no Air Force. They have no anti-aircraft equipment. They have no radar. They have no leaders. Their leaders are all gone. Very sad, very fine people. But with all of that, I said we have to do it. So I think you understand. But I am surprised. I thought the stock market would go down by 25%. I thought that oil prices would be at much higher than they are right now. They're not nearly as high as I thought. And we're going to, look, we're winning so big. We're winning again. Their Air Force is gone. Their ships are gone. They have a Navy, 159 ships. That's a pretty good Navy. Within the first week, 159 out of 159 ships are right now lying at the bottom of the sea. Their Navy is gone.
Woo! Love it.
And we're discussing, I spoke to him today, we're discussing, it's a little hard to figure out who their leaders are, frankly. You know, their leaders are gone. The first set is gone. The second set is gone. Khomeini was gone. And they were pretty evil people. Not pretty evil, they were evil. They killed 42,000 protesters. 42,000.
That's crazy.
And in a period of 2 weeks, they killed 42,000 protesters. But we had to get this done, and we're really doing well. We're just winning. If it were a fight, they'd stop it. If this were a fight, they'd stop it. You know that expression, it's true. But they're not coming through with the kind of deal that we have to have, and we're going to get this thing done properly. We're not going to leave early and then have the problem arise in 3 more years. Under 4 years of Crooked Joe, I go crooked and sleepy. Which is better, Sleepy Joe or Crooked Joe? Ready? Sleepy Joe.
Sleepy. I like Sleepy.
Crooked Joe. I love it. It's free polls. You know, if I went to a pollster, they're all phony. If I went to a pollster, I'd pay $1 million for that question. Give me $1 million, sir. And then they don't go to interview. They just put it down, whatever they want, you know? They say, we scoured the countryside. They didn't scour. They sit in their room watching television. They say, oh, let's give Trump a little bit of an advantage. It makes him happy. Under 4 years of crooked Joe Biden, the average 401k rose at the rate of $875 a year. Okay, that's something, a little raise. But you know why he rose? Because of me with the 4 years that we had. Because after that, there was nothing. He would have gone down. They took over the momentum of what we created in the first 4 years, which was incredible. Under Trump, so it's $875. Under Trump, the number 875 is the rise $30,000. So it's 875 versus $30,000. For seniors, that number is $50,000, $60,000, even $70,000 or more a year. That's what you went up. And just yesterday, I signed an executive order that will, for the first time, expand matching IRA contributions to the millions and millions of Americans who lack employer-sponsored plans. Obviously, some of you. And starting next year, every citizen will be able to go to TrumpIRA.gov and sign up for a high-quality, low-cost IRA so that everyone can benefit from the rising stock market. Go sign up. These are all things that people have been talking about for years, right, Scott? They've been talking about them for years. In 4 years, the Biden administration got less than $1 trillion of new investment. So in 4 years, he got much less than 1 trillion people investing in the country, other countries, other people. In my first 11 months, we secured commitments for more than $18 trillion now pouring into our country from all over the globe. Think of that. Think of that. Less than $1 trillion in 4 years, and 11 months of 12th month hasn't come out yet. That's long enough. But in 11 months, $18 trillion. So that's 18 times more, but think of it, it's really almost 100 times more if you really multiply it out properly. A short time ago, we were a dead country. Now we're the hottest country anywhere in the world. Congratulations.
Woo! USA, USA, USA.
Core inflation has dropped to a 5-year low, and I tell you, the only thing, we got a little raise with gasoline. It's going to come down lower than what it was. Don't forget, we had that gasoline down to $2 and below $2 in many cases. It's going to come tumbling down. There is so much oil out there. It's pent up. It's locked up in the Strait of Hormuz, a beautiful place. It's, I think they have close to 400 ships loaded up with oil. When all of that gets released, when all of that comes out, these people tried to hold up our country for years and years, the world, by closing up the Strait of Hormuz. When all of that stuff comes out, you're going to see prices dropping on gasoline like you've never seen, and all of that, electricity, gasoline, anything having to do with energy. Grocery prices are way down. Used car prices are way down. Look at eggs. Eggs are down by 4, even 5 times. Remember when I took over, eggs were so high? Remember my first news conference, as president of second term. 2 days in, I said, ladies and gentlemen, do you have any questions? What about eggs? I said, what? Eggs, egg prices are 4 times higher than they were a year ago. I said, I just got here. I've only been here for a day and a half. And we had a problem with eggs. The prices were through the roof. I got them down to now they're lower than they were at the lowest point 4 years ago. Think of that. But I got them down. Does anybody write about it? No. That's why I like doing speeches. You know, they don't write about it, so I do speeches. That way I can talk about it.
Don't worry, Mr. President, I'll share
Sometimes
it.
you got to do it yourself. Earlier this year, I directed Fannie and Freddie to buy, you know what that is? Well, where's Bill? Where's Bill Pulte? He's around here someplace. He's done what a great job. He's created $1 trillion value. Look at him over there. He's jumping. Smart guy. During my first term, I was offered, sounds like a lot of money, but it's very little compared to what, less than $100 million to buy Fannie and Freddie. And I said, nope, I don't want to sell it. Don't sell it. They wanted to sell it so badly. And now it's worth over $1 trillion. If I would have sold it, I would have felt like a schmuck, you know, to be honest. It's worth over $1 trillion. What is it, about $1 trillion now, right? He says higher. No, we could have sold it. We could have given it away for nothing, practically nothing.
Oh, do we have another
So
person
I
faint in the
Fannie
audience?
and Freddie to buy that's Bill, $200 billion in mortgage bonds, bringing interest rates plummeting down from nearly 8% under Sleepy Joe and 6% even lower. And don't forget, we had a hostile Fed. We had a guy, too late. We call him too late. He's too late with interest reductions. Jerome Too Late Powell. We had I haven't figured out, is he a bad guy or a dumb guy? But it doesn't matter. The end result is either dumb, bad, maybe he's a combination of both. But in any event, because rates, we would have had them even lower, but we've done great considering that we're fighting. Now we have a great Federal Reserve chair coming in, and he's going to be fantastic, Kevin Warsh. We've reduced the annual cost of a typical new mortgage by $4,000. Think of that, $4,000 a year after decades of other countries stealing our jobs and plundering our wealth, taking advantage of our country like we're a bunch of fools. Thanks to our strong policy on tariffs, I love those tariffs. We cut our gaping trade deficit by 55% this year alone.
Just making it fair.
So
that's all he's doing.
We had a trade deficit with massive when I took over. And if you cut it by 1%, 2%, you're considered like a genius. I cut it by 55%.
Boom.
And next year is even better.
Woo!
And that's despite the Supreme Court making me do the tariffs a different way. I cannot believe they did that, but they did it. They shouldn't have done that, but it doesn't matter. I'm doing it a different way, a little more work, a little more time. Pay back $159 billion of the money that you got in. But we're doing it. It's actually very solid. It's 100%, can't be challenged. And we informed the very beautiful country of Germany that because of the fact that they and other European nations have not adhered to our trade deal. They haven't adhered to our trade deal. We have a trade deal that Scott and me and Howard and all our great people, Jameson, we all did a great trade deal, but the European Union has not adhered to it. So we've increased the tariffs on all cars coming into the United States by 25% and trucks. Knowing that if Mercedes and BMW and the truck companies and all of the people out there that send stuff in and didn't pay anything for years, they ripped us off. They took our jobs away from us. Not anymore. It's the opposite. They're all coming back. You know, factories are pouring back into our country, but they're all coming back. But we informed them that we're going to charge them, we're going to increase their tariff to 25%, knowing that if they build their plants in the United States, there is no tariff. They have to hire our great American workers, and there is no tariff. Think of it. And we've added now, we are now building AI plants, all of everything. But we have part of that $18 trillion. But we have more construction going on in what they call plant and equipment than we've ever had before in car plants. We had a period of time that for 25 years we didn't build one plant. They took our car industry away. It went to Germany, Japan, Mexico, Canada. It went to the European Union like crazy. Germany, think of it. It went to the European Union. We went for a period of almost 30 years with barely building a plant. Now we're building more plants for cars and trucks than we've ever built in the history of our country, including prime time from many years ago. They're all coming back because they don't want to pay tariffs. Very simple. Very simple. They don't want to pay tariffs. If you don't want to pay tariffs, that's fine. Build your plant here. Build it in Florida. I don't think of you too much as, you don't need the cars, but build it in Florida. Any place in the United States is okay with me, but they're building them all over our country. We added 186,000 private sector jobs in March. Jobless claims just hit the lowest level since 1969. Think of it, jobless claims. So, since 1969. The lowest level since 1969, and more Americans are working today, as I said, than at any time in the history of our country by far. It's not even close. And with our no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, no tax on Social Security, we're doing something that has never been done. And the consumer, which is you have more money to spend than you have in many, many decades. Very importantly, for our great seniors, we are, I hate to mention this, it's so negative. It's called the estate tax, because nobody in this room will ever die. But just in case you should, if you have children that you love, it's very important. If you don't love your children, then it doesn't matter too much. Who cares? Oh, I know some that won't leave their kids. They hate their kids, but you know, these are bad people. They're usually very wealthy too. I don't know what that's all about. But we have no inheritance tax. We have no death tax. Who really affects is the small farmers, medium-sized farmers. They're called land-rich, cash-poor. You know, that beautiful land that's very valuable, but they don't make tremendous income. And they die, they leave it to their children. Their children goes out to the local banker, borrows money to pay the tax because the tax was 50% and more. And they end up losing their farm. In many cases, they love their life. They commit suicide. It's a crazy thing. They lose their whole life and they commit suicide. There's no more of that. So when you die, you leave your farm or your small business to your children. You have no estate tax. You have no death tax. I think that's a big deal. To me, that's a big deal, right? Byron, that's a good one, right? That's good. You know, you want to lead your way of life. You don't want to be forced to sell your farm. Sometimes you can't sell your farm for what they think it's worth, and you have nothing but trouble. What a problem it was. You don't have to worry about it anymore. We made interest on new car loans tax deductible, but only if you buy a car that's made in America. Otherwise, we couldn't care less. That's a big deal. So that you go out and you borrow money to buy a car, and you know, you paid interest, you didn't get, now you get a deduction. That's like 40, 50%. It's like a phenomenal thing. You get 100% deduction on interest. So the interest payments that you make to the bank for the car loan, you're able to deduct that from income tax. Now, it has to be made in America. So go buy American cars or cars that are made in America. And we also created the brand new Trump accounts along with a really fantastic family, the Dell family. Have you used their computers recently? Susan and Michael Dell, well, they're amazing people. He put up $6.25 billion. A lot of people said, I'm going to match him on the 250, but even the 250 is a lot. Think of it, he was the first one. He bought $6.25 billion of these accounts for children all over the country. And it was just announced this morning that it's setting records, so that, you know, when your beautiful baby, we have an automatic $1,000 contribution for every newborn child, and it allows everyone to contribute to a tax-free savings account for your grandchildren. A lot of people are buying it for their grandchildren to benefit them, so that after they turn 18, they could have $100,000, $125,000, $150,000, depending on what goes on. And they can be sort of rich. And it's an amazing thing, and it's like a wildfire. It's doing so great, right, Scott? It's been really an amazing thing. And with us today is a grandmother who lives in the Villages named Mary Alice. After a long time in the Michigan real estate and automobile industry, she and her husband retired to the Villages. And thanks to our great, big, beautiful bill, I love that bill. You know, we have 4 years worth of stuff. That's why we call it the great, big, beautiful bill. We were going to have 19 separate bills. And I said to Mike Johnson, John Thune, I said, fellas, the Speaker of the House, head of the Senate, I said, let's try for one big, beautiful, because I don't know, these Democrats are crazy. And it was early. We had a little bit of a honeymoon, just a little tiny bit. I said, let's see if we can get everything in one bill. And everyone said, no way, you're not going to do it. It's the greatest, it's the biggest thing ever passed in the history of our country, the great, big, beautiful. And it's mostly, it should be called the great, big, beautiful tax cut bill. But also we have tremendous regulatory cuts, and that's why your jobs are so good, because all of these people, small businesses, medium-sized businesses, everything, they're able to take regulations with a little bit of a grain of salt. It's not going to put you out of business. There are tremendous regulation cuts, and it's really been amazing. So they just received a tax refund of double the size of anything that they've ever gotten. Think of this, Mary Alice, for years she's gotten peanuts, and now she's gotten a tax of double the size, and in many cases 4 or 5 times the size of anything she ever got before. So Mary Alice is now considered a rich person. Come on up, Mary Alice, say a few words. Come on up. Oh, look at her. She looks good. She's a rich woman. Come on.
She's a rich woman.
Wait, let me get this
See, he
out.
loves hardworking people. It's not about money. He just loves people who work hard to get
I
success.
think you'll be good.
They don't teach that in the university.
Hi, everybody. First of all, I would like to thank President Trump for everything he's done for all of us. And
I can't see you.
the big, beautiful bill helped my husband and I so much this year. We were so shocked when we picked up our tax return and the accountant told us how much money we were getting back. We were just thrilled. It was double what we thought we would get. We ended up using some of that money to pay for a new roof. Now, we all know we live in Florida and we all need roofs. So we were able to use some of that money for the new roof, and we're thrilled that we were able to do that and we didn't deplete our savings account. So and this is all because of the no tax on Social Security. And, you know, we live on a income that's fixed. And so we have to be careful how we spend our money. And thanks to President Trump and his administration, we've been able to live a great life here in Florida. So thank you, everyone. Thank you, President.
Thank you. Thank you, darling. Thank you. Wow. That's better than I can do, I'll tell you right now. No, it's a great story. Thank you, Mary Alice. You're really something special. Thank you. Congratulations. But never forget, every single Democrat in Congress voted against no tax on Social Security. They voted against it, every single one. We didn't get one vote positive because they're just like a sick unit of people, just like the State of the Union speech. I introduced people, the mother of somebody who was slaughtered by an illegal immigrant that came in, slaughtered so horribly, and please stand up. And the mother stands up. She's beside herself. The Democrats are sitting here. They didn't move. They're just sitting here. No. They're sitting here long fast. The Republicans are going crazy there. They're screaming, and they love, you know, they love the woman that they wouldn't clap, or the helicopter pilots that did so well in Venezuela, a great, incredible military achievement. And he was shot.
God bless
in the
our
legs,
military.
bringing down a lot of men in the helicopters, Big Chinook. and he was shot in the legs, and you operate those things with the legs more than anything else. And he was very badly hit hard in the legs, and he brought that helicopter down, and then he says, take over because I'm going to be passing out now after it was perfectly landed in exactly the location they had to be. Otherwise, we could have had a problem like Jimmy Carter had. You remember that problem with helicopters crashing back and forth? It was not good, but that was Venezuela. How good did that work out, right? And we introduced him, handsome guy, beautiful looking guy. We introduced him. We gave him the Congressional Medal of Honor. The first time it's ever been done in the State of the Union. We gave him the Congressional Medal of Honor. And the Democrats sat there like a bunch of dead people. They didn't move. And I called them out. I said, you people are crazy. There's something wrong with you. But they voted against income tax cuts for seniors. They voted in favor of the largest tax hike in the history of our country. They wanted the largest tax hike in the history of our country. They also created the catastrophic inflation that I told you about, worst really in our history. If congressional Democrats had their way, Florida seniors would be paying higher taxes, higher prices, while Republicans have given you much lower taxes, much lower prices. You know, I use the word affordability, but I was the one that received these high prices. You know, it's amazing. I come into office and I say, wow, look at how high these prices are. And the Democrats start screaming, affordability, affordability. They're the ones that caused the problem. I'll tell you one thing, they got one good line of bullshit. That's one thing I'll say about it. They are so bad. They are so bad. It's true. Affordability. It's the first time I heard the word. I'm 2 days in, and I watch this sleazebag, one of these crazy congressmen, get up, and he's being interviewed. He said, affordability, prices are too high. I've just got there. But we brought prices way down. They gave us tremendously high prices, and they'll give them to you again. They take over. You have to get out and vote in the midterms because they'll give them to you again. And we're pleased to be joined today by some of those great warriors from the House and Senate, including someone who is representing your great state really well. And I introduced her just briefly before, but she's fantastic. She's a great person, a great senator, Ashley Moody. Thank you for being here, Ashley. Thank you, Ashley. And I also want to introduce Randy Fine, who's back there, Kat Kamek, who's over here, Daniel Webster, who, by the way, is retiring. I don't like that. Where's Daniel? You're around here someplace. Daniel, stand up, Daniel. What a career. He's retiring.
He doesn't like retiring.
And I know we have a good Republican taking your place, if that's possible to take your place. Thank you, Daniel. Great career. We appreciate it. Long time. How many years? A long time. He's been there a long time. A great gentleman. And a man who never stops fighting for the state of Florida. I know it. He is a fighter. Byron Donalds. Byron.
The next great governor of Florida.
Special guy. Thank you.
Maybe future VP pick.
Thank you. He's so far ahead in the polls, I don't have to ask him to come up. I would ask him, but when you know, my theory is when you're up by more than 20 points, I don't want to waste the time. Okay, is that all right? He's killing him. Another great friend of mine, Florida Agriculture Commissioner Wilton Simpson, who's running and going to be great. He's a great
See,
guy.
I like how everything is about precision and efficiency.
And the Florida CFO, Blas Ingolia.
Everybody in
Blas,
Congress
yeah,
wastes time.
Blas,
They're all
thank
do
you.
nothing.
Thank you. Good job.
Lazy mooks, especially the
We're
GOP.
also joined by very
He's
much
not
of
like
a
that.
legend. He's really an amazing, he straightens you out mentally, probably has his own problems, but we don't have to know about that. But we've all grown up watching him. I've watched him for so many years. I did a show before the election, and I thought I was sort of doing him a favor by doing him the show. I said, I'm hotter than he is. Why the hell should I do a show? But I did it, and I have never had such a response as I had on that show. Where's Dr. Phil? Are you here? Come here. Come here, Dr. Phil.
He says I'm hotter
did a
than he
show.
is. Why should I go on his show?
Wow.
How do you not love him? How do you not love him? Never a dull moment. So much charisma. and he
Come
gets
on up
stuff
here,
done.
Dr. Phil, get up here.
You can't ask for more in a
Give them
president.
a little lecture, but very short. Give them a little lecture on life.
Very short.
Talk about life for 2 minutes or less.
2 minutes or less. See? Everything's precision, efficiency.
Well, hello. I had a different reaction than the president when I told my wife I was coming to the villages. She said, oh, no. No. Not without me, you're not. Those people are crazy partiers. She says, Robin says, give you her love. She really wanted to be here, but we have grandchildren, so I'm now 5th in line. By the way, Mr. President, I've given that cognitive test that he took. I used to administer those, where you give them 9,000 divided by 2, 6, 7. I recall one guy did that about the president's age. Took about 6 minutes to go through it. I said, so what's your answer? And he said, a small wire-haired terrier. So great that he got that done. No kidding. Listen, I really do want to take a chance to talk about this a little bit, because what the president is doing here is really something you got to think about differently. He's restoring trust between Americans and the government, because you understand you understand that this was, your benefits were never supposed to be taxed to begin with. That was the deal the American government made with the American people. And from 1935 until 1983, that was the deal. And then they changed the deal. That wasn't what you started with. That wasn't the deal. And President Trump is trying to bring the deal back and say you can trust your government to do what they tell you they will do. President Trump is fighting to restore trust between Americans and the government. And he's trying to right a wrong here. One of the things that President Trump does is he tries to solve problems that nobody else is even working on. They're not even working on this stuff, and he's solving those problems. He's solving the problems other people, they're not even working on. This taxation is double. It's double taxation. Workers pay their 6.2% with after-tax dollars, and then are taxing them again, which is patently unfair. You're paying taxes twice. And he's not willing to say that. And seniors are vulnerable because you have fixed incomes and no ability to earn your way out of a broken tax promise for a tax burden. And he's fighting for that so you don't have to do that. And I think everybody should recognize he's fighting for something you can't fight back for. And that is so important. And it's really critical that this simplifies everything. And you know, people will say, well, it's going to cost money. That was the deal. That was why they changed the deal. It didn't have anything to do with taxes. It had to do with trying to increase revenue. If we'll just let him go track down the fraud money, it'll more than pay for this 10 times over. It will more than pay for this to stop the fraud in America. Stop the fraud in America. And here's a little reminder. Here's a little reminder in case your mind is playing tricks on you. You matter. You are important, and you are important to this president. I know him, and you are important to this president. And I will tell you a quick story. We win. The end. You know, I've spent most of my life, certainly as a professional, actually since I was 12 years old, studying why people do what they do and don't do what they don't do. And I can tell you that in studying that, I have found out what makes people champions. And I know what makes him a champion. I can tell you, people that are champions play the game with passion. They play the game with passion. They surround themselves with like-minded people who understand why they feel so strongly about what they do. They tell themselves the truth. They deal with the truth when it comes up. And I didn't come down here just to stand up and say a few things and get a little golf clap
Well
from
said.
everybody and say nice speech. I wanted to come down here because I want you to remember what I'm saying about President Trump and not getting taxed on your Social Security benefits and about his leadership. I want you to remember that on May 1st, the bald guy came up and told you that this is important and we've got midterms coming up and you need to make sure that not only you vote, but find 10 people and make sure that they vote. Because we have a president that stopped apologizing for America and started taking pride in this country. I don't want you to just hear me. I don't want you to just hear me and give me a little golf clap. I want you to hear me and say, on this day, we decided we are marching for the USA. We are marching for the USA, and we are marching for this president. March for the USA. March for the USA.
He's right. I mean, that's why I feel like that's one of the things I'm good at is reading people. And he's absolutely right about Trump. That's why mentally Ilhan Omar, the rest of them are such losers.
That was a good job. Thank you, Phil. That was great. So just in finishing up, I just want to say, Phil, that was fantastic. Thank you. So true. You weren't supposed to be paying those taxes, but now you're not. So today we delivered the huge win for our great fishermen and anglers here in Florida. I don't know how many people fish. Does anybody fish? We've just officially approved something they've been looking for a long time, all state permits for the 2026 red snapper recreational season. For years, our great fishermen have been punished with very short federal fishing seasons despite record high fish populations, and the states are begging, they're just begging, and the people are begging to get going. We want to go fishing, and the incompetent Biden administration tried to shut down the oceans for our fishermen. We love and respect our fishermen. Unlike the Democrats, we'll only do them good. So to all of those who fish red snapper and other fish, Trump and Noah are delivering for you. So just enjoy it. We're all set. It's all done. You got fish. If you catch some extra fish, enjoy it. Got plenty of fish. There are a lot of fish in the ocean. I don't know where they came up with that one, but there's a lot of fish. You know, the environmental catastrophes that they've done to this country is just terrible. Starting on day one, we took the most dangerous, unsafe, violent, and open border and created the most secure border in the history of the United States of America, with 0 illegal aliens having come into our country in the last 11 months. 0. In 2025, we achieved the largest drop in the murder rate ever recorded. I hate to even say it. It sounds like sort of terrible, but think of it, the murder rate. Who talks about that? But crime has gotten so bad during the Biden administration. It was the largest number of murders that we've ever had. Now we had the lowest number of murders in our country in 125 years. Think of that.
I mean, that alone deserves Mount Rushmore. That's insane. 0 border crossings and lowered the crime rate for the first time in 125 years. Give me a break.
Think of that. And it doesn't come in at all by water. I wonder why. By water, we're down 97%. And we're all looking for the 3% because we consider them the bravest people anywhere in the world. You saw what we had to do. For years, they would get a boat, they'd bring them in, they'd book them, and they'd let them go. And he'd go back, and they'd go back to wherever they came from in South America. They'd be taking a boat in the next day. No, we stopped it. It was enough. We're down 97% in fentanyl by sea. Think of that. And we unleashed American energy with those beautiful words, those gorgeous words that probably helped me get elected. It's lucky we have all that oil because we're selling a lot of it now. Those ships are coming up instead of the Hormuz Strait. They're coming up. Those ships are coming up by the hundreds. They're loading up in Texas, Louisiana, Alaska. But we had those beautiful words. We have plenty of oil. We have more oil. We have double the oil. If you add up Saudi Arabia and Russia, we're more than double what they produce together. Think of that. The words are drill, baby, drill. And as you can see, we rebuilt our great military in my first term and spent over $1 trillion of investment over the last very short period of time. And despite the fact that they embarrassed us in Afghanistan by leaving a lot of equipment behind, those fools, but it was still a lot of equipment, but not a lot compared to what we did. But we rebuilt it during my first term and my first year. And I didn't know we'd have to use it this much, but if you look at what we've done, I mean, Venezuela is considered one of the greatest military movements in history. There's never been anything like it. And frankly, we're doing just about as well in Iran, but I don't like talking about it until the jobs are finished. Let's not talk about anything until it gets finished. But think of it, their Navy's gone, their Air Force is gone, their whole place is gone. And then we get people to say that we're not winning. You know, we get the radical left to say, we're not winning. We're not winning. They don't have any military left. It's unbelievable. It's actually, I believe it's treasonous. Okay, you want to know the truth? It's treasonous.
100% active sedition.
So we rebuilt our military, and we have the greatest military anywhere in the world, and we've proven that. In Venezuela, we're proving it right now in Iran. They're looking at this saying, what the hell is this? This should have been done, Iran, by other presidents long before me, and it should have been done by other countries, too.
50 years they've been chanting death to America.
NATO. We got no help, zero from NATO. You know, we spent trillions of dollars on NATO. We got no help. We didn't need it, but we got none. I said, would you like to come? Yeah, you're fired. He said, fire him. No, they know they got problems. No, it was a paper tiger. We got critical race theory out of our schools.
Awful.
We abolished DEI all across our federal government. Our people are prospering again. Our country is winning again, and America is respected again, perhaps respected more right now than ever before. And if you go back 1 year, 1.5 years, we were a laughingstock all over the world. We had a president that couldn't walk up a flight of stairs. The whole thing was ridiculous.
Oh,
couldn't
so
walk
lucky.
upstairs or downstairs. Now, I'm very careful when I say this, because there'll be a day when I may go down, and I don't want to be too strong on that, because if it happens, I want to just pop up and say, hi, everybody, how you doing? But he fell excessively. He fell more than any human. I think he set a record, most falls.
Oh, yeah.
Most
Off his
falls
bike,
in history.
flight of stairs.
He was a laughingstock. The falls were the least of it. He was an absolute, what they did to our country. I'm telling you, we wouldn't have a country. We couldn't have stood another year of it. With the borders. Our borders were that wasn't people coming, that was an invasion of our country. 11,888 murderers, 50% of which, more than that, killed more than one person. These are the people they allowed into our country. The good news is we're getting them back, and we're getting them out. We're getting them out. And,
most falls.
And I want to thank Border Patrol, and I want to thank ICE for the abuse that they have to take from the Democrats. That's nice. They'll be happy to hear that.
God bless you, ICE. God bless you, Border Patrol. God bless all of our law enforcement officers. God bless you. Imagine being so ignorant to protest safer streets.
They'll be happy to hear that they watch I mean, ICE, the job they have, Border Patrol, the job they have. Think of it, the border, 11 months, 0 people came through our border, 0. And those charts are made up by Democrats. They don't even try. The answer is, that used to be thousands, hundreds of thousands of people lined up trying to break into our country. Now there's nobody. You have these plazas, there's nobody in them. They don't, because they know they're not coming in. But the job that Border Patrol and ICE, and then they get ridiculed and defunded. They will defund your police. If they had free reign, the Democrats will defund your police. We cannot. This is what they're doing with ICE. This is what they're doing with Border Patrol. With the help of our Republican majorities in Congress, we will pass the great health care plan, stop all payments to big insurance companies, and give the money directly to the people to buy their own health care, which will be a much better health care at a much lower price than ours. You're working on that. It's one of the most popular things. The problem is the Democrats will not vote for it because they're owned by these big insurance companies. They're owned, lock, stock, and barrel. We want to pay the money not to the insurance company, but to the people directly to the people, a health savings account, directly into that account, and you go out and buy your own much better health insurance at a much lower cost. Money left over will crush violent crime. We have done an unbelievable job on crime. Impose harsh new penalties for repeat offenders, crack down on Marxist prosecutors, rogue judges, and end deadly sanctuary cities, which is basically only to protect criminals. It's a sanctuary for criminals. Then we will end one of the worst things that's happened in our country. It's just absolutely hurt our country so badly. No cash bail. They go in, they murder somebody, they're out on the street in another 15 minutes after going into a court. No bail, no cash bail as a disaster. We'll end it, and we will defend America's borders. We'll pass the Save America Act to protect our sacred American election.
That needs to be passed. Most important.
Because all voters must show voter ID, all voters must have proof of citizenship.
Get it done, man. Lazy GOP.
And there will be no mail-in ballots except for illness, disability, military deployment, or travel. And we will also enshrine in permanent law no men in women's sports. And did you ever hear of something like that?
It's ridiculous.
I'm just, as I say it a lot. Can you imagine 15 years ago saying that? There will be no men in women's sports. People
Just
would say,
nuts.
he's crazy, there's something wrong with that guy. It's a real fight. I watched one of these local congressmen the other day saying, we must have men in women's sports. The whole thing is crazy.
Nuts.
You ever see the weightlifting records? It's like a 112-pound difference. A record stands for 19 years. And a woman, great athlete, beautiful woman, slightly muscular, slightly, a little bit more than normal, but she's a great weightlifter and stood for 19. They put an eighth of an ounce on one side of the barbell, an eighth of an ounce on the other. She's going for Olympic gold, and she wants to qualify. It's easy. It's going to be easy. She's better than the other women. And she gets up and she works and she works. And my wife hates when I do this. My wife, our great first lady, how about it? She's a movie star now. Can you believe it? Terrible.
Classiest FLOTUS yet.
I'm happy about that or sad about that. But no, she had the #1 movie. You saw that, Melania. And then it was #1 streaming, and I said to her, no family can have 2 stars. What do you think about that, Dr. Phil?
No family.
No family can have 2 stars, Dr. Phil. This is not a good situation. I don't like it. Dr.
So
Phil
good.
would tell me I'm right, but don't say it. No, she's done a great job, but she hates it when I do the thing on weightlifting. She says it's so unpresidential. And she hates when I dance, too, at the end, too.
He's so good.
She hates when I dance to what's sometimes referred to as the gay national anthem. You know that.
The gay national
that
anthem.
song
It's
was
so
#5
good.
32 years ago.
How do you not
and
love
it went
him?
to #1 32 years later. There's never been anything like it.
It's
It never hit
impossible.
#1. It was number 5 32 years ago, and it went to number 1 for months during the last months of the game. We love that song. But she goes, darling, please. You know, she's a very elegant woman. She goes, darling, please don't dance. It's not presidential. I said, it may not be presidential, but I'm leading by 20 points in the polls or something.
We love it. Do you guys love it when he dances?
She particularly hates the image of me showing sweat and strain of the young woman trying to win the weightlifting contest against a group of women and one gentleman who decided to go on to the other side. He transferred to the other side. And transgender anyone? And she got up, and her mother was down there. Oh, her mother was so proud with the American flag, a little American flag, like, remember George Foreman, the great George Foreman, had that little tiny flag when he went. She had one of them too, and she was screaming for her child, who was a weightlifter, a real good one, and she got up, and she grabbed it. She grabbed it. Oz is a big physical fitness guy, and she got it. Come on, baby, you can do it. The mother's screaming. The father didn't care because he doesn't believe that his daughter can beat the person that's coming up next. The father's saying there's no way she's beating that guy. So she gets up and she puts, and she's ready. Now she's just got to do that fun. She's almost home. 1/8 of a pound more in each. 1/8, just a tiny little bit. Come on, darling. The mother's screaming like crazy. Darling, I love you, darling. Oh,
He's
Mama,
the greatest of all time.
Kinder. She failed. She was devastated.
He's the greatest of all time.
A lady comes up, who was a young man just a little while ago.
Oh, man. Terrible.
And he was actually a very poor, he was a weightlifter, but he was at one of the worst in the country. He was the lowest rung, about as low as you can get. So he transferred over to the other side. And he stood over that big barbell, and he looked at it. The guy could have lifted another 150 pounds. The whole thing is crazy.
100%.
Okay?
100%.
But the Democrats want men to play in women's sports.
He's so on fire.
And I won't go into swimming or anything else, but the whole thing is ridiculous.
It is.
And we want no transgender surgery and mutilation of our children. So with the help of everyone in the villages, I only got 97% of the vote. You know, we're still looking for that 3% also. Could all of those that voted for, don't forget, I had to run against 2 candidates. One was Sleepy Joe, and then he petered out. You know, typically when you're 30 points down, you're not going to win. Think of it. It's like you're in a fight. UFC, the great Dana White, you're in a fight. The fighter's being just absolutely killed, and they take him out, give you another guy to beat. That's not. So they gave me another guy. By the name of Kamala. And they said she'll have a 6-week honeymoon period, and then they'll get to know her. And it's true. Remember, she had a little honeymoon period, and she wouldn't do interviews. She wouldn't do. I said there must be something wrong with her. Why wouldn't she do even favorable interviews like Dr. Phil? Dr. Phil would have done an interview. I don't know if he would have been so nice to her. Actually, he might have been tough. He might have been tough on her, Phil. But so then I had Kamala. We beat Kamala by a landslide. Think of it. We won every swing state. We won all 7. They said Trump could win 3 swing states and still win the election. He's leading by so much he could win. We won all 7 swing states. We won the Electoral College in a landslide. We won the popular vote by millions. We won the popular. You know, I hated the first time. We won the popular vote the first time, too, by a lot, by millions. But they had me down a little bit in the popular vote, and they'd always introduce me. Donald Trump, who lost the popular vote. This is the way I got to always introduce. That's why I said, I got to win the popular vote. You know, it's all about the Electoral College. But every time they introduce me, they'd say, ladies and gentlemen, a man who lost the popular vote, but he's president. This is the way I got introduced, you know? So I said, I don't like that. So we won the popular vote by a lot. With all their cheating, that was... That was popular vote AC. You know what AC means? After cheating. We still want it. Because they cheat like hell. That's what they do best. They cheat on elections. Look, if they did, in all fairness to them, if they didn't cheat, it would be impossible to win. You don't win when you have open borders, when you have men and women's sports, when you have the transgender, think of this, transgender mutilization of your children. Oh, please vote for me. I'm all in favor of transgender mutilization of your child. You don't win the kind of things, weak on crime, high on taxes. They voted against all of these tax cuts that we got here. They voted against. They didn't vote against because they thought they were doing something good. They voted against because I was in favor. Anything I'm in favor, I'm telling you.
That's true.
I'm going to run a much different campaign. I'm going to
I talked about this yesterday, his new strategy.
Really, really good. We're going to win. We're going to get such Democrat support, you're not going to believe it. They have no clue.
Oh, this is so good.
But we're going to keep on fighting for American seniors. We've done more for the senior than any other person.
By the way, Kamala didn't win a single
in
state
this
that
office.
required voter ID, by the way. That's huge. He's right. He's right about everything.
Keep on winning for America. We'll honor 250 years of independence, liberty, and freedom. We have it coming up. And we've made our country great. You know, we'll never, ever disrespect MAGA, Make America Great Again. But, you know, when you think about it, Make America Great Again, America is now great. So to say Make America Great Again, but I'm still not getting rid of MAGA. We're not getting rid because MAGA is the greatest slogan, the greatest branding, the greatest anything in the history of politics of any country.
That's true. He's right again. I mean, he's right about everything.
You remember last time, because we were doing so well, I had a potential slogan, Keep America Great. So instead of Make America Great Again, it was Keep America Great. Here's the problem, CAG. I said, that doesn't work, CAG. And I just couldn't get away. And then I did polls. Would you rather have MAGA, Make America Great Again, or CAG? Keep it. And everyone says, we want MAGA, we want MAGA. But what we do have is a new kind of a thing.
Doesn't quite have the same ring to it, does it?
America is back, and that's really true. America is back, bigger, better, and stronger than ever. It's back bigger, better, and stronger than ever. And just to put it in some words that you've heard before, together we will make America powerful again.
Front row Joes.
We will make America wealthy again. We will make America, Dr. Oz, healthy again. We will make America strong again. We will make America proud again. We will make America safe again. And we will make America great again. Thank you. Thank you very much. The villages. Thank you. Thank you. God bless you.
Absolutely incredible. He has, there's the dance. There, I can't play the music because the music publishers are Nazis. Oh my gosh. Amazing. He has more vitality, energy, conviction. I mean, he is like a machine. This guy is absolutely incredible. You have no idea how lucky we are. I still, to this day, as much as I know about all this stuff and eat, sleep, and breathe this stuff, I don't even think I realize fully how lucky we are to have this guy who literally has more energy, more vivaciousness, vibrance, tenacity, ferocity than like most 25-year-olds. It's insane. I pray to God every day that I have this kind of vitality at his age, 80 years old. Holy, 80 years, yeah, almost 80 years. Is he 79 or 80 yet? I can't remember. Absolutely fantastic speech. I hope you guys enjoyed that. That was absolutely phenomenal. Please tap that thumbs up if you love America. If you really like my hat, you can get this in the comments down below. Our new America 250th anniversary celebration, original Nez Nation designs. The link is in the pinned comment, show notes, and description. I want to thank all the mods. You guys did amazing. Thank you, everyone. He's talking about a new plan, by the way, his new plan for the Democrats. Go check out that video. I talked about it. Yeah, he first dropped this idea yesterday. If you haven't seen that video, go watch it. It's on my channel. It's the most recent video. Go check it out. You will absolutely love it. As always, may God bless you. May God bless the president. May God bless the United States of America and all who